is basically everybody just shit talks and shit posts for a good 10 minutes asking questionable things to questionable people. And then at 10-minute mark, we basically start the session. But since we did this for like an hour or so on our own volition, I think it's an optimal time to just skip the shit posting because we did it already. And besides, it is session 1, so there's not much to shitpost with a bunch of strangers now, is there? So, welcome finally, after so long, Prisoners of Paranama session 1. Oh boy. So, for the sake of for the sake of for the sake of no one striking me with a lawsuit, and I mean one of you, you all knew and consented to the fact that this is going to be streamed, because apparently that's what you need to tell nowadays. So I'm covering my legal ass before I just get. Hey, it's just a few words. I rather to say a few additional words before just getting striked and somebody goes with a fucking 5-figure lawsuit claim.
Isn't that like a little bit too much for just a Twitch stream?
It depends. It depends really. How malicious are you? That's basically what it comes down to. Because you can go to a court and be like, well, your honor, he did not told me that he's gonna stream, and he basically doxed me without my consent. And I'm like, well, fuck
Oh
you.
yes, this was a very lovely game. I enjoyed playing with you. Now give me all your money.
And your house, and your car, and your cat, both of them.
And your PC, so you can never even work again. Make it even worse.
Yeah, so, I think everything is operational, which is good. Let me just double check, because usually, and I just want to check if, nothing crashes, because sometimes there's a probability of that happening. But yeah, session 1, god damn it. There was 6 people to begin with, it was 5 until an hour ago, but now there's only 4. Maybe the 5th will join in later, or maybe just any second. I guess not. So.
The gods around here are super vicious. I mean, 2 people gone that quickly.
Yeah, just fucking getting yoinked like it's nothing. But, okay. So with that being said, I just want to give a go ahead so nobody has like some like sudden go. Is everybody prepared?
Enough?
Yep.
Okay. So, you are miraculous people, all of you. Did quite a bit in your lifetimes. Some good, some bad, but all of you had a pristine opportunity to earn quite a lot of money, and some of you did. Some of you got betrayed. Some of you got double or maybe even triple crossed. But that does not matter, because before you could have retaliated, ran away, make an excuse for yourself, all of you were taken under a sudden lockup of your body, and your vision faded into nothingness, into full pitch darkness, as you drifted and drifted, seemingly for eternity, until your conscience slowly began to fade back in. Okay, give me a second. Yeah, this works. With the sound of dripping water and this reverberating echo of metal. So, as you slowly wake up, no longer in your clothes, no longer wearing your armor, your weapons, your trinkets, or any of your gold. You found yourself each individually in a bed. This nice, well made, even a bit opulent looking bed. In the room that is quite small, 20 by 30 feet, but not too small for a prisoner. A place where you can excuse yourself for a private moment that is covered by a marble wall. And the only passage that you can see in front of you is of pillars of metal that are 3 to 4 inches thick, and the free space between them is also only a few inches thick or long. As you start to move your body, you feel incredibly heavy. As you start to move, you start to hear chains. You start to realize that the heaviness is not because you're slept for too long or drowsy or weak. It's because you're all are held by these chains of metal that connect by this one singular chain. Your neck, your hands, and your feet are bound by this long chain, and you can move your hands semi freely, like 1 feet to each side of your hand and legs, but you don't have a lot of movement to move or act accordingly. So, any first thoughts as you wake up? Anybody?
I'm going to kind of look with a bit of surprise that quickly becomes concern at the chains on my various limbs. Approximately how long are they?
Um, for you, it is how do I say this? Maybe the whole chain. That basically, imagine this: the whole chain, like from your neck, is about 5 to 6 foot long, and the parts of the chain are also attached to other chains that held your hands, well, more like wrists, and your calves, your legs. There is movement, you can move, but if you try to sprint or like do some hasty action, it's not good.
Are they attached to one of the walls or just kind of
To yourself.
to each other?
To each
Ah,
other
okay.
yourself. You can move freely, but you're basically bound. So,
Okay.
Is anyone there? Hello?
you start to hear someone calling out, asking where they are, if anybody's there.
Is it within earshot of me, or are we
Yes,
close
yes,
together?
yes, you all hear that.
I am
Oh,
going
yes.
to. Oh, sorry.
Hello. Who is this?
Zacharias Chudwell. And who might you be, ma'am?
Oh, I am Julie De Silvers. I'm sure you've heard of me.
Do I?
Roll me. No, not even need to roll. Uh, you heard about of a really popular bar that is basically taking the scene by storm when it comes to music. You know that I think it was Julie, but you don't really know if it's like the one that she's claimed to be.
And how does a madam like you end up in a place like this?
That is exactly what I'm trying to figure out right now. I was having a very lovely night, and then there was a knock at the door, and suddenly I'm here. I mean, honestly, it's not the worst place I've woken up in, but definitely not the best.
Same here. Same here.
Okay, so as soon as you're finished your little conversation, you start to hear this vibration from, I would say, to the right of every single wall, like from your perspective to your right. You just start to hear buzzing of electricity or something of arcane nature. As suddenly the lights begin to spring to light, these arcane stones that are embedded into the ceiling in your um, embedded in your chambers, I guess, or cell, and into the majority of the prison. So the lights spring to light, revealing the situation you're in. So to give a quick perspective, as I'm gonna just quickly DM you in Discord for those who are interested and don't want to watch the stream. Basically, what you see is uh, a railway in front of you, like good 20 feet from the cell door. You see a pit after that that leads somewhere unknowingly, but you do see at the bottom, if you like try to raise your head, that there are tables and chairs there, but also a lot of blood on one side. Across the chambers where you are, there are another pair of cells, 6 of them in total. 4 of them are looking kind of similar like yours. 2 of them are decimated, with signs of struggle, broken beds, and a lot of blood also. So, with that being said,
Ah,
yeah.
that does not seem very well. Huh.
I'm going to kind of. I imagine I see all this and turn to look specifically at the bars. I'm not foolish enough to touch them, so what I instead do is I kind of clank my way wordlessly over to my bed. And is there a cover?
Yes, there is a cover. There's
Right.
sheets. Yeah.
I want to kind of take that off the bed and just kind of tie it vaguely into not a rope, not specifically, but just coil it up essentially, and then I'm just going to flick it towards the actual bars.
As you flick it, nothing happens. The soft bedding against metallic poles seems to have no effect, nor does it seem that it like damaged the cloth.
Uh,
Just gonna give it.
I give a little hum of approval.
Okay, so I'm gonna just quickly do in campaign stuff references the layout of the map for those who do not see, because there are people on the other side that apparently do not like to show. So, as you do the hum, you just get a sharp whistle. You look over and you see from one of the cells opposite to you, you start to see this older dwarf crawl out of it under the bed and just gives you a sharp whistle like, "Hey! Fresh meat! Hello!" As he kind of waves his both hands like haphazardly towards you.
good morning, gentlemen.
You just suddenly hear a crash in one of the bloodied cells as you see this
Oh.
giant orc, 7 foot tall, just breaking the remnants of the bed and then just snarling at the dwarf next door. Will you shut your trap? Trying to sleep here. As he looks really fucking angry. And is covered from head to toe in blood.
Is
Presumptuous.
So give me a second, I'll just, because apparently the thing doesn't want to show. So in campaign stuff references, give me a second, you would see the dwarf, which is the dwarf here. This jolly old fella, and as for the orc, you see this one.
Okay.
They're neighbors in the opposite side, and you see them basically bickering. The dwarf, amused to the fact of his safety that the bars will hold, as the orc basically tries to bash them open, but failing, just basically punting his fist against the steel and just flinching with each hit, but still trying. So,
Oh.
is the orc in his own cell?
yes, orc is in their own cell. They're basically cell neighbors.
Ah, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, so if you look at the picture, like, the fifth cell would be, god damn it, doesn't show, but the fifth cell, the most leftist bloody one is the orc cell, and next to it, to the left, is the dwarf cell. I don't know why it doesn't
And
show.
we're all on the bottom row of. So we're all seeing it. Or...
You are. Oh, dude.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't show. I had tokens for everybody, but it doesn't show. So, Gen is the very first to the right. Then it's Julie. Then it's Svorum, and then it's Chudwell, or Chud. So you're basically filling the slots as much as you can to the most right, going leftwards. So, another figure emerges, this time from the very left of the cells, and you barely can see him, but you basically see, looking over you is this elf or a half-elf. You don't really know from the distance because it's like a good 100 or so feet away, but he just kind of looks through the bars and just kind of gives you a wave to all of you in the general direction. They're all also chained in the similar fashion as you all are. This collar on the neck, on the wrists, and on the legs, all bound by a chain. So as for the elf, this is the picture. So yeah.
All right, and starting to come to terms with what's going on. I'm going to just point at the wall and kind of move my fingers around a little bit and see if I can use prestidigitation to create a mark on the wall.
You try to do your presentation, and the spell just fails.
Okay.
You don't have. Yeah, not even a flicker of magic comes from your fingertips.
Is
Okay.
the actual walls, are they smooth?
No, they're actually like brick walls, but they're not like bricks, but more like bricks and random pieces of large stone.
Okay. I'm just going to kind of set about examining the corners and the brickwork of my cell.
Alrighty,
Trying to...
roll
yeah.
me investigation check, please.
Yeah. And then I have... oof, terrible. Stone Cunning, which...
Oh, you get. Yeah.
doubles my proficiency.
Yeah.
So that's +8.
Okay, so oh shit, that's a 13 then. You don't find, like, for all intents and purposes, this is just clay. How to say this? It's obvious that it's not a thin wall. It's quite thick, but the consistency of materials inside of it, it's weak. It's basically clay bricks with larger stones as like makeshift or last minute basically replacement for missing bricks, and it's all covered in this fixture that lets you no well lets it stick. The clay or the bricks are kind of brittle. The stones, of course, not, because you would need like a pick, maybe with your hands if you're really eager. But the mix looks extremely. The mix that is bounding everything together looks extremely tough, and even with your fingernails, you can't even like get a scratch of it.
Hmm. And is that the entire cell or just a specific portion of it?
Well, that's basically what kind of stone, or well, the ceiling, the flooring, and of course the wall is
Okay,
basically made of.
gotcha.
As for what's like, if you wanna roll investigation, you get to basically look around yourself, see if like there's anything of interest. Because
I'd say that probably took me a few minutes at least, kind of
okay,
examining the stonework with half a hum of approval and half of disapproval.
gotcha. So, with that being said, anybody else have anything to do while he's inspecting his cell?
Uh, yes.
I think I'm gonna inspect my cell also. Just see
Roll,
what's around.
roll me investigation.
I guess I'll check between the bed sheets and under my
Okay.
bed or something.
Okay, you also roll investigation.
Mhm.
Also, as for perspective of that buzzing that you heard the moments before the lights flickered on, you start to see, well, for you, Ken, you start to notice that there's even more rhythmic and more consistent humming beyond your wall to the right than it was a few moments ago. Like something is powering up beyond that wall.
What the? Okay.
And it was an investigation or perception.
Wait,
So,
whoa, wait, you have.
yes, I get advantage on investigation checks.
Oh, gotcha, gotcha. Uh, that's a really good roll. Um, if Vorem told you any details about the stone, you will know the details of the stone. Also, uh, clay bricks, large stones, and this mixture that holds everything together. But to the wall to the right, where the buzzing is coming from, you spot a small writing in one of the bricks at the very bottom right side of the wall, basically as indespicable as possible so nobody can see it. And the wording is in simple common, which says, "Beyond these walls I hear grief and sobbing." And you can discern with your passive investigation that this note, like this engraving, was made by someone's fingernails. So, as you inspect all your cells, as for Chedwell, you also investigate that it's basically the same as before. Clay bricks, stones, and that. So, as you're investigating your cells and trying to act like inconspicuous, you don't see any guards anywhere. You just see yourself. You hear the other people that are to your left or your right, and you see the people across. You don't see no guardsmen, no posts, no nothing. This is an obscure little place. But you do see the dwarf just smiling, like this having just jolly look about himself and just counting 1 to 5 on his fingers, like waiting for something to happen.
Say, good sir, what are you exactly doing?
Waiting until they come out, seeing if there's any changes in their pattern.
What comes out? If I may ask.
He kind of glares at you, and he does not flinch, he does not blame, but he just gives you this wide ass smile. You'll see. So,
Right, good sir.
as we finish this conversation, you just hear sudden motion of cogs beneath all your feet, and the buzzing is now unbearable to your right side, especially to Gen's place, until it suddenly stops and you just start to hear a bunch of gears spinning and something large metallic is getting lowered down. And from the other side, to the very right, beneath the blood-soaked chambers, you start to see these large metallic doors start to slowly just lower themselves. And from them, give me a second. And from them come these creatures. Entities of metal. Monotonous in their movement, unflinching, unwavering, with this pulsing bluish arcanic light and the helmet that just emanates in this bluish glow. As they kind of walk out one by one in like a single file marching order. They kind of just walk out, and you see there's 6 on each side. 6 that came from your side, that you can see now, bits and pieces, and fully from the other side. And you kind of stand there for a moment, waiting for something. And the dwarf is still counting his fingers, waiting, eyeing everyone intently. And then he kind of stops counting, and then he starts to just whisper to himself. And you just see the keepers just kind of turn immediately towards cells, like individual cells, individual keepers, and they start walking towards each one of you, basically by the cell. So, again, the Warforged comes to you, this menacing presence of 6.5 foot tall, just kind of looking at you intently. There's no eyes. You don't see any human emotion. You don't feel any human or humanoid flexibility. While it looks intimidating, it is janky and slow compared to any normal guard that you ever seen. As it kind of...
Are they armed?
What you see is that they don't have any weapons, but each of them in their right hand, as they pass your cell, and one of them stops by you and just kind of looks at you, they have this a handle of a sword that is empty without anything, but they're grasping it extremely firmly, just holding it and waiting. So every single keeper from your and the other side approach the cell. If you got anything you wanna do, interact, or say?
Quite odd fellows, aren't they?
Okay, so Warham, as your keeper approaches your cell, you remember you've seen this one before. They were at the warehouse. They came from the boxes.
I recognize. Do I recognize them as a whole, or do I recognize the weapon hilts?
You recognize the weapon hilts. You recognize them as a warforge. You've seen them before, only briefly, but you definitely
I
remember.
I am going to. A frown is just covering my face, but I am quite afraid, and I edge slightly away from the bars and the sides of the walls towards more of the center of the cell.
Gotcha. A second, let me just. I'm gonna post it in the stuff references, the keepers, just in case if somebody did not see it, because this is kind of awkward. But yeah, everybody puts their place. They kind of wait, ominously, and wait.
I'll walk up towards the bars and be like, "Well, hello, Big Dense and Steely. I assume you realize that there was a mistake here. Are you here to let me out?"
The guard does not, Flint does not move and does not even acknowledge you as a person or an individual. He just kind of stares blankly in like a specific spot of like the rail, not the railing, but the bars, just kind of looking incoherently in a single spot, just directly at the other side of the wall, like it's programmed to do so. So,
Oh, everyone, it appears that these are non-sentient, just so you know.
so,
Quite sad.
so, as soon as the last one makes it to the last cells, which in your side is nothing, and in their side is the elf. All of your bars that hold in your cells are slowly getting lowered, but also the railings in front of the cell also getting lowered as they all slowly back away and basically move a bit more to the left and just stay sideways. They point out a single finger into the darkness, well, technically the pit, and just say, "Move."
If you say so.
So,
As he looks over to the giant pile of blood and corpses, that area.
from the other side, you see the dwarf is more than eager to go. The orc has this grudging feeling that he just want to punch the try to punch the construct, but is really hesitant to do so. While the prince, while the elf is basically kind of defeatishly just walking down and making his way. But the railings are gone, but there's no like stairs or anything. There's just a free fall of like 30 to 40-foot drop that lands into nothing. But you can see the other people are starting to walk down and just kind of putting their feet into nothingness. But suddenly, as soon as they do, some sort of force catches them as they begin to make their way down on air, but seeming like they're on some sort of stairs.
It's not supposed to be like that.
Oh, that is a rather neat trick.
So,
I'll approach the darkness and like timidly put my foot out and feel around to see if I can.
first 2 feet, basically putting your foot down, there's just nothing but air. But suddenly you just feel this sensation of something strong just like being there as like how to say this? Well, you feel like a strong surface underneath whatever you're standing, as if like there's something materialized, but you don't see anything. Like you just walking on air. When you do the second step, same goes, few feet of nothingness, and then you feel something. And wherever you put your foot down, there's always something.
Curiouser and curiouser.
Oh, we don't have much of a choice, so as he walks
If anybody's hesitant at this point, like when one of your companions will start to move, the warforged just starts intently looking at those who are not willing to move, and then you just see his grip on the hilt becomes more intent. Move.
I join the line going towards the seemingly invisible surface, but I make sure definitely to have at least someone in front of me,
Okay.
and I watch with extreme caution as they kind of probe with their foot,
Okay.
and I try to mimic the movements exactly.
While you do that, this haphazardly, you just hear a chuckle from the dwarf as he basically runs down this invisible surface like it's nothing. And he doesn't like go straight, he basically goes left, right. And everywhere he goes, and he makes even a circle, he basically goes to the very bottom. He just sprints to the very bottom.
It's just supposed to be like that.
This is so weird. So I'm following behind, but I'm looking around also, like looking around and everything. Can I see any sigils, anything that's like blocking magic, like anything that's obvious?
Roll me a perception check. Also, with your passive perception, now that you're going your way down, you see that there's no exit except for one door that seemingly goes somewhere out. As you see, like these large metallic doors that you saw where the robots came from, but also in the right, by the wall, in the middle, there's like a metallic door that leads somewhere that you can see the sky of the outside.
You fellows have an idea where we are supposed to go?
Are you asking any of those who are coming down, or?
Just anyone.
The dwarf just yells out, "We're going to eat!"
Well, guess that answers my question. Guess we shouldn't
I got,
keep them waiting.
I got a 15 on the perception check.
So with that perception, you don't see any runes, or sigils or anything that would indicate about blocking or at least nullifying magic. And you look around your shackles and you don't see any like insignia or anything that would indicate some sort of like any enchantment that would inhibit you from not using magic.
Very strange.
Voram is having seen the other dwarf kind of just sprint his way down, and quite eager to get away from the warforged kind of behind him, is going to start making his way down the invisible stairs, or what he thinks they are, quite cautiously, kind of each time he puts his foot down, kind of hesitating slightly, expecting to fall to his death. But yeah.
Well, the stairs materialize. Well, not materialize, but you just feel this sensation of you stepping on something solid every few, every feet or so. When you drop, you just drop down, and you just feel something, and you just make your way cautiously, but more faster than the usual. So, with that being said, everybody makes their way downwards. I assume nobody's staying up above, trying to question the authority of these keepers.
No.
Okay. So, as soon as you all make your way down, the elf just takes a chair and just like stares at the table in front of him and just, oh yeah, now the things happen. Okay, just kind of stares and just doesn't say anything, doesn't interact with you, while the orc looks extremely aggravated towards the keepers and just kind of eyes them from above, while the dwarf just kind of cheerfully comes to you with open arms and just starts like shaking each individually. Dovkin, welcome. Dovkin, welcome. Dovkin, welcome. Dovkin, welcome. Dovkin, welcome. And just basically giving this rough but really like strong handshake to all of you.
Does he have an accent or anything? Could you pin where he's from?
Ooh, roll me insight on that.
Insight. Another not great roll. Insight is 7.
Oh,
So
plus
that
7.
is 12.
He doesn't have a distinct accent, so either he is from the empires, like just from general populace, from like one of the many settlements, cities or villages that have like, you know, the mixed bland accent, or he is hiding it.
So, you seem quite comfortable here. How long have you been here?
About 2 weeks. I'm the last one of my group. Probably gonna be the next, by all things considered.
Oh, so you're fairly new here. So you should know me. Julie De Silvas. Nice to meet you.
Make me an insight check.
Yeah.
I don't think that's gonna work.
Yep.
So yeah, I wonder why is other people not? Yeah, I don't know why. Like, what? Okay.
That'd be a 21.
Oh shit. Okay, okay. I see what you did. I see what you did. Okay. Yeah, okay. Give me a second. So, as he shakes your hand and you kind of introduce yourself, you see ch- this cheerful, like really like like not wholesome, but like cheerful, passive, nothing is wrong with me attitude drop for a second, as you see his eyes narrow, recognizing you. And then he immediately goes back to his like the really like jolly routine. Ah, a pleasure to meet you. As he kind of shakes his hand, and then he kind of looks like after he makes how to say this, uh, associates with all of you, basically shaking their hands. He's kind of cheerful looking at all the keepers, and he kind of gives a whistle and wave. Come on, let's go. We want some food. Come on. As the keepers kind of just all just like looking at you and just saying nothing, just kind of looking at you.
Oh,
I will. Sorry.
go ahead.
Go ahead.
Experience, I think it's quite hard to charm a tin can, but yeah, quite hard.
I will follow the other dwarf kind of very cautiously, and then after a few steps, I'll ask him, how many were in your group?
24.
I see.
And they
No,
all
that'll-
met their reasonable end, as one should do as a law-abiding citizen. As he kind of says that with this creepy smile and the kind of eyes dart around, seeing the keepers.
With that, I will lapse back into a silence and kind of give a slight hum of acknowledgement, and very specifically not look at all the Warforged, all the keepers.
Okay.
I'm
So,
going to attempt to ask the other elf. How long have you been here?
5, 6 days. Can't really tell. You can see that the elf looks defeated and just gives this 1,000 yard stare into the table. Just doesn't say anything or interact with. But of course, if you when you ask, he basically looks at you and responds.
And were you brought here alone, or were you with a group?
I was brought here, I guess, by how about them? I guess I'm here to serve my punishment. Is he gonna says it just says that and then stays silent?
I'll look up and ask, were just speaking to everyone, were all of you brought here for some crime?
I mean, I did no great crime. I was woken up in the middle of the night and they dragged me here.
I didn't do any crimes because I am a law-abiding citizen of the Doran Empire. Why would I think of crime? As it kind of
I'm going to, while people are saying this, I'm going to specifically look at the keepers and see if there's any visual reaction to these statements of innocence.
You don't even need to roll. As soon as somebody says something, like tells them, you just see immediately their head just kind of angle like disturbingly, just like in the direction where the voice is coming from.
Do they do that every time someone
Yes.
speaks, or
Yes.
is that the first time?
Yes. When you see someone is finished their sentence, and like when Gen called out, everybody turned to Gen, and then when Dovkin spoke, everybody looked at Dovkin, and they're just eyeing like.
Right, okay. In that case, I am not going to voice my innocence.
Alrighty. So, the orc stays silent, and he literally stays in the bloodied part of the I guess the cafeteria, if you will, right? There's broken tables, a lot of blood, quite a few bits and pieces of bone, like minuscule pieces of bone. Only like a good solid like quarter of the table survived with like 2 chairs. The rest was just brutally demolished. As he just kind of stays there away from all of you, as the dwarf just kind of goes into the middle and just takes a seat and just like prepares like even though he has no like additional clothing, he just like kind of pampers his shirt, like dusts off his shirt, waits for something to show up, always looking around. So.
Right.
And if anybody's paying attention to the dwarf, as soon as you don't do anything, like if you just stand around, he kind of just like gives you this eye, and it kind of eyes you towards the chair, like eye from one of you to the chair, eye from one of you to the chair.
Is he looking at a specific chair or
Any chair, but he's basically like how to say this. He's silently
beckoning us to sit?
Yeah, he's silently persuading you to sit.
Has he sat himself?
Yes, he did.
Then I will sit a few chairs away from him.
I'll also buy.
I will sit opposite him.
All right.
I'm going to sit near the other elf,
Okay.
but Would I recognize the sword hilts that these warforges have? Could I tell what type of weapon they are?
Uh, I would say if you want to try, you would need to roll me in history with disadvantage.
History with disadvantage. That's not going to be good, but sure, I'll give it a try.
Always try.
So, everybody, as he rolls, everybody sits down, and as soon as the last of you, I guess, for comedic effect, I would say it's Vorum who basically scoots away and just sits down. Every single Warforge, let's call Warforges them because everybody knows what they are, basically stop looking directly or as intently as before and kind of look straight and then starts to patrol clockwise around the above area and just starts doing this like monotonous marching. As soon as they start the marching, plates materialize, and in those plates you start to see fruit, vegetables, actual hot meals, drinks materialize on the table, like a good proper feast table for all of it. Same goes for the blooded table, except for the part that they're like bent and crooked and like on halfway on the floor. So once something materializes, they immediately splatter onto the floor.
As in literally materialize, like
Yes, they
come into
literally. Yeah,
existence.
yeah, it's literally just appears and just yeah.
Right, okay.
All right. Suspicious.
Well, the door kind of looks at you. Well, again, as he kind of takes like a random piece of meat and takes like a banana and just starts, eating, pouring himself some water.
Is the meat boned meat?
Yeah, it's bone meat. You would recognize a chicken, Yvonne, duck,
Right,
roast.
I am going to very specifically take a piece of meat that has a bone in it and put that in front of me. I'm not going to do anything with it at the moment, but I'm going to keep that.
The rogue, the dwarf immediately looks at you and just whispers to you, "That doesn't work."
I look at him and go and say, and quite quietly, "Did one of your friends try it?"
Nah, it's easy to do that. You can see the dwarf's, as soon as the food started, his cheerful mentality immediately dropped, and he's like really became seriously and like fearful and like talking to you, trying to maintain eye contact, but also like looking at Warforges, seeing like they suddenly don't turn. Um, the dwarf just kind of looks at you. Look at your key. Look at your wrists, your locks. There to.
I'm going to reach for a piece of food and look at them as he says that.
You see that it's not your typical lock and key, like a typical lock. It's more of a like ingrained symbol deep into the metal, and it's a symbol of a wheel.
It's a quite odd keyhole.
Does it appear to have like actual mechanisms inside it,
Uh,
or is this more of like a magical seal?
with your perception, you would see that like the engraving is deeper than the rest of the metal. So it it's either magical or you need an awfully specific key. As but as soon as you look over, the dwarf kind of whistles at you and just points you at the table, like behind, like below the table. As he taps it, and you suddenly hear from wood. There's a sound of bone tapping. I got a key
Hmm.
that uh, he kind of looks over to the orc and the spots, like the blood soaked battlefield that is like the 1/3 of this place. Uh, I managed to got a bigger type of bone. It works.
Like from the bodies.
Ah, no metal is allowed here, but nothing said about bone, did they? It took me a good few days, but I managed to make it just right.
Right. As long as it works, I think it will be just fine.
He kind of chuckles. No, you're not fine. You can see as he kind of nods his head towards the orc who's just eating from the table and eating from like the ground, just eating as much as he possibly can to the point that you think that even an orc doesn't have that much of an appetite. His buddies tried to set off easily after they let go of those chains, but as soon as those chains were let go, all of them ventured downwards, and you can see the outcome of it.
Right. Well, any other ideas?
Kind of shakes his head. I don't know. Like the only way to know if you want to test something out that's gonna cost a life or two. We're only the ones that left, unless
I
you can.
mentally check off how many people are in the room, other than the other dwarf. And all
There's
right,
still
that's how
some.
many chances I've got.
Well,
So the deal is simple, as far as I know, as far as I could get my eye on. The door is simple. There is no lock. There's nothing. You just need to swing it wide open. You can run off. But I don't know what's beyond the door. It could have been just a smaller part of the bigger facility. I don't know what this place actually is.
well, boy, it seems like a prison, but I don't think you mean that. I don't think you mean that.
Like, look at these. He kind of like nods his head towards these. These are not just nobodies. These are not guards. These are ruthless killers in bodies of metal. This is not like a some like somebody wants us here, and I don't like it. We all wake up just like you. Well, we didn't do anything wrong. We were a mercenary company that were tasked to scout out an area for a forward position and see if there are no ambushes. But something grabbed us, nicked us one by one. And eventually we all just decked these cells. And all of us one by one were dragged outwards, never to be seen again.
Right.
The dwarf kind of gives a finger towards the orc. He came with 6 of his buddies when I unlocked the chains, and my chains are unlocked at the moment. You can take them off, but as soon as you start taking them off, which they did, all of the creatures became active. Their hills became gleaming in this arcanic bluish light, similar to the ones that they have in their chests and heads, and just massacred everyone. The only reason why he is alive is because he survived his wounds. The rest, well, are not so lucky. But a small leg of a female orc kind of flew here as of a immense force, and I stripped its flesh and start to making something more useful.
I nod. Very, very uncomfortably,
Well,
but I don't want to get on his bad side, so I keep my
we,
expression very blank.
we got the first part of trying to get away from this place, but how do we get up there from the exit?
Uh, I don't. Well, he kind
Have
of.
you seen anyone going down from it or up to it?
Well, my. He kind of shrugs for a moment, but then gives this a grimace in a disguise of a smile. Well, I thought I would just um, unshackle the orc by force and push him down the railing, so everybody goes after him while I make my escape. But I don't think I would make it fast enough. Even so, I don't know what's beyond the doors. But it's pretty simple. They let us. Morning comes, they let us down here to eat. Then they put us back in. They patrol. They put us down here in the evening. We eat. We go back to our cells, and they go back to their metallic doors, and the lights go off. Rinse and repeat.
I ask him very quietly, where is the key?
He kinda, he kinda taps under the table. It's right there.
Okay. I make a mental note of which chair he's on and where about on the table it is.
So, as you're all eating, anybody would like to do anything besides that?
Really?
Just
I would
in,
also.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Oh, so thank you. Sorry. I just yeah. One other thing I would like to do is down here. I'd like to do a kind of another check of the actual stonework. Is it the same type as the cells, or is there any differences?
Roll me another investigation.
Sure.
I mean, from just straight looking at it, it's much more darker, and it's looks like it's cut
Nat
from
20.
shit. Okay. So that's 28. Oh god. Yeah, it is different. It is literally how to say this? It gives you some insight because you know this is granite, and this is not blocks or bricks. It's literally how to say this?
Sorry.
Basically a whole singular mass of granite as far as you can see in the area, meaning that this whole place was basically dug out and made into this.
Okay. Mental note: we are not getting out down here.
Right.
And with the gods patrolling around up top, would I be able to just keep an eye out and see if there's any variance between the gods? Maybe even one of them that has something wrong with it?
Roll me a perception check.
I was thinking along the same lines of
Okay.
eyeing the guards.
All right, that is.
The dwarf just kind of eats happily. Well, happily.
Sorry. While they're doing that roll, if it's a solid piece of rock, is it very smooth? Could you
Got a 15.
climb out of here, or is that impossible?
It is moved smoothed out to the point that it would not even.
Gotcha.
Yeah. As for okay, let me check. Roll me. Yeah. Oh shit! 26.
Ooh.
Jen the fucking
Oh.
Chad. The Chad.
Damn.
Are you sure? Are you sure you're not an elf? Cause damn, those eyes can see.
He
Okay.
is an elf.
Okay. So, uh, oh boy, it's been a whole hour already. Nice. Give me a second. Let me loop that again. Give me a second. So, cool. So, looking at the 12 Warforged, they move synchronous, well, in sync, all together, step by step, covering all corners and all spots of the perimeter that is basically looking down at you. What you do notice is two of them eventually, through this whole routine while you just eat and wait, you see some, not disturbances, but more like sudden flickers of the light just spewing out, like if something would sneeze from a helmet and would like get a small fog in front of them. You basically start to see them, but you see on two of them as they kind of just stop the rhythm for a second and then stand for a moment and then proceed to go on their patrol, quotation marks. But yeah.
So noticing that Julia is also looking, I'm going to ask, did you see that? There's two of them that they had some type of hiccup.
You think they might be like humanoid or something like that?
I'm not sure, but if we're going to do anything, those two would be the ones to target.
That might be true.
As you say that, the door kind of looks at you. Yeah. Some of them actually talk. I don't know how, but like, we had one of those smart fellas that knew how to make magical items, and he was really fascinated by these and keep pestering them until one of them started talking to him. I don't know if one of them is still here, because when the one of them started to talk, the rest kind of jumped on him and pulled him apart. Literally.
Oh.
That's quite gruesome.
He kind of shrugs.
You probably see that every day, don't you, dear boy?
You can't really be scared, not after what I saw. Anyway. Oh yeah, and he kind of points at the elf that is sitting by itself. He was brought here 4 or 3 days ago, saying that he failed his oath. What did you fail again? The elf just kind of looks at the dwarf for a moment. There's this glare of malice for a second as he kind of looks back to his food and continues eating without saying a word.
So we had a mercenary, someone who failed their oath, I'm sorry. What did you do again? And I'll point over at the
Or
dwarf across from me.
um. Wait, I asked.
Warm. Yeah, warm.
Wait. Oh, the dwarf or the orc? Because the
The orc.
oh, the orc.
The
Okay.
orc didn't answer me.
The
Yeah.
orc didn't say anything. He just kept eating.
Yeah.
He kind of stops munching and kind of looks at you, not even moving, but just twisted his neck in this uncomfortable position. Kind of looks at you. Why you want to know?
Well, I'm trying to find a common thing here because we have a mercenary, and then we have a singer. I'm trying to find something that's connecting us all.
I killed, I burned, I murdered, I raped, and I murdered again, but that's not why I got caught.
Curious. Okay.
As he kind of twists his head back and just continues eating.
Well, we have killers, rapists, murderers, people who burn shit down. What are the rest of you in for?
I scammed an illiterate king into giving me his land. Quite exhilarating was that, but push come to shove, it came back to me, and now I'm here.
I stop eating and go, an illiterate king?
That's what I said.
As in he couldn't read?
Chutful nods.
I'm gonna shake my head and mumble out there's something about the state of the country.
Well, that sounds about right. A man who knows absolutely nothing of what he's doing in office? Yeah, that's part of the course, ain't it?
It is. It is.
So, yes, I fell in love with a woman and went to sleep one night, and when I woke up, they were taking me here.
The dwarf that is sitting in the table next to you is just like nodding like to the stories and just kind of, yeah, you're bullshitting me as he kind of continues eating without saying a word.
I guess not everyone likes, that. So, but it is a bit too much for that.
Anybody?
I mean, I guess she did have some status, but you know.
So, the dwarf just kind of exclaims, "You seem like a really nice type of folk to have fun. So let's have a bet, shall we? Why are we in here for, and what fate awaits us?" I personally had a suspicion of a cannibal cult. Because as far as I see, we're the only fleshy people here. And they're only metal. And we don't see anybody else. So, yeah, cannibal cult.
I shake my head and then just say, well, I'm here because of them, and point straight up towards the patrolling Warforged.
Uh-huh.
Isn't that like every one of us? Good boy.
Yes, but I didn't rob anyone, murder anyone, rape anyone, or steal from anyone before that.
Huh.
I was set up I was out on a hunt, hunting down my next bounty. But the one who gave me the job was the one who double-crossed me.
I look at you as you say that, and I ask. I kind of hesitate for a minute, and then I ask, "Where are you from?"
Why does that matter? I'm from nowhere particular. I go where I need to for the next job. I call no place home.
Oh boy. So, it's been good 30 minutes since you actually descended here. Anything else you'd like to do?
Oh, I got nothing.
Oh boy. Hello?
Hello. I don't know what happened.
Nothing happened. I just said, unless you wanted to say anything, because Ken said that.
No. Specifically, I didn't. I backed down from that conversation. Actually.
So yeah, a good 30 minutes passed since you basically are stuck down here with the guards patrolling above, minding their own business. Anything you like to do, like any four of you, because everybody's just kind of eating, or if they cannot eat, they're just waiting.
Enjoying some tea.
There's some tea, there's some biscuits. Everything is warm, fresh, and like it just materialized, but it's freshly baked. It's like, okay,
Do things continue to materialize in, or is it all there kind of at once?
all at once. So majority of the really hot stuff is basically warm at the moment.
Okay. Yeah. Once I've kind of finished eating most of what I'm going to eat, I'm going to start kind of eyeing the food, waiting for it to start disappearing again. Specifically, looking for how it does that.
Okay, so the dwarf just kind of looks satisfied with his meal, just kind of looks blankly at like the door, through the windows of the door, and kind of eyeing the warforged as they kind of move. So yeah, there's that door, and then we need to figure out what's beyond that door. Well, it's about time anyway. As he kind of tries to look at like his wrist, but then it's like he kind of stops midway of turning the wrist. I suggest you don't try to get any food upstairs because it's gonna vanish and it doesn't really please the guard. Also, do go to the place where you should stay because it also doesn't please the guard. He kind of sighs and just kind of taps his fingers again on the table and just waits.
Alright, if you say so. I will just wait.
So, a few minutes pass. Everybody's kind of gloomy as it's kind of cold, like not cold but chilly. And suddenly the wardens, like the warforged, stop and starts looking at you, and kind of stops back originally where everybody was before you went down, and they're back in their places, and they kind of point at their cells and at your cells, like each individual, and just says, "Move." The dwarf just kind of sighs. That's our cue, as he kind of starts doing these large steps, and you see that he actually gets some ground, like something materializes with his high steps and just kind of starts climbing up.
Alright.
Out of curiosity, I will reach up and see if I can grab onto something and pull myself up instead of trying to step.
Nothing happens. You grasp
Okay.
midair. So, yeah. So,
So yes, I'll high step my way out.
so is everybody like going back to their places, or anybody wants to do something?
Actually, I have a question. While everyone's walking up, I deliberately kind of am towards the back of the queue.
Uh-huh.
Does anything happen to the chains when people are walking up?
They clang, and when they actually get on the step, the chains sometimes just kind of dribble on the invisible surface.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
To be clear, there's a door that's down there in the cafeteria area.
No, it's above. But
No.
basically, when
Okay.
you're above, you see, like, if you look at the reference that I showed, like at the very right, there is like a small iron door that is like you can see there are some like knobs to open, and you see windows, and through the windows you can see the sky, like at this very awkward angle. But yeah, you do see that.
Okay. Yeah. I follow the Warforged instructions and presumably end up back in my cell.
Okay. I'm assuming everybody does that. Cool.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
make your way back to the cell. Yeah. As soon as you do, the doors close, and the wardens just begin their moving, patrolling, just walking around, mind their own
The
business.
doors. Do the doors close instantly? Do they like snap shut, or do they kind of slowly go
I
up
need
and
to
down?
explain this because I didn't explain this before. Every single what is it called? Every single bar just kind of slides downwards, and as soon as you enter back, they kind of go from left to right. It just kind of ting 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 ting. There's a good 4 to 5 seconds of like this
Skyrim
process.
Dwemer ones.
Huh?
Skyrim Dwemer.
Yeah, kinda.
Portcullises.
Kinda.
Right.
Kinda in that style, yeah. So yeah. You all make your way back to the cells, and the wardens just kind of patrol and mind their own business. Just walking. And there's literally nothing else that is happening.
I do want to check something in my cell, which is, what is the bed frame made out of?
Wood.
Wood. And is it attached to any of the walls, or is it separate?
No, it's actually separate.
Right. Okay. Can from where they're patrolling, the guards see into all the cells?
They don't even like pay attention to the cells. They kind of just walk, like just directly at the line, but they don't even pay really attention to the cells. They just kind of patrol around.
Right. Well, I'm gonna probably leave it almost like an hour. Once I'm very confident that they're not really interested in the cells, I would like to check how sturdy the actual bed frame is and if it could be dismantled. I'm not going to dismantle it, but I want to check if could be possible.
It is well made, but with a good kick, like if you get like a good angle and a good kick, you could probably disassemble the bed frame in ease. Like the mattress is quality is like goodish, and it's not like the whole bed is not really heavy. You could probably flip it if you really want to, but it's kind of large, like to the point.
Okay. I'm going to go to like the front near the bars. I kind of lean against them, and I'm going to say to whoever's on my right, I'm going to try and get their attention.
Okay, that would be Julie.
Yeah, just kind of tap on the bars.
Yes.
I say quite quietly, and kind of looking outwards to make sure it doesn't look like I'm obviously talking to you. I say, if you could dismantle the bed, the walls are very weak. You could possibly use part of the bed as a tool to scratch away at the material that holds the wall together.
Good to know. I'll pass that along. And I'll go to the other side of the cell and kind of chain it along, letting them know the same thing.
Alrighty.
And I do that to the left.
Okay, so everybody gets the information that the
thought.
bed is easily enough to disassemble, and you can actually just
You could whittle it into a tool almost.
yeah.
Yes, but what is the plan afterwards if we have done that?
To that I don't have an answer.
Well,
So yeah.
like make holes in the walls, or what's your plan with this?
I don't have a plan at the moment. I am putting the pieces together to see what we have at our disposal. So far, we have a nutty person opposite me with a leg of an orc. An orc who looks like he is a little bit uncomfortable. An elf who seems to be
Really depressed.
somewhat depressed.
Yeah.
And then a bed and some slightly shitty walls.
Seems like most hotels I visit. Different.
Actually, Vorm actually does chuckle a bit at that.
So even if you have this conversation, the Warforged do not notice or take. They just kind of march in a clockwise manner.
Looking at these Warforged, do I still notice the two that acted up? Earlier.
Now that you know what to look for, you take a few minutes and you actually easily spot them on. And then every good 2 or 3 minutes, they actually individually come past your cell and just walk away. Like every single Warforged is kind of rotating around each cell, just kind of walking, patrolling, doing the conga but really distantly, as you know.
I'm gonna relay that we could do something with those two. If we could take those two, that would be two less to worry about.
Yes, but
The blankets in our room, are they by chance fleece or wool? What material are the blankets?
Actually, I think it would be silk.
Silk
Yes.
blankets.
Oh,
Fancy, yeah.
Fancy silks in a prison. Okay.
this is better than most hotels.
Yeah.
Fresh food and good beds. Oh.
But also a chance to get massacred by robots, which is like.
Just the same as the same. Same but different.
So, yeah. So if you don't have anything to do, because it takes hours, you're just getting patrol hours and hours, and you're bored as fucking shit, because there's nothing to do. There's only the toilet and the bed.
On the bed. Move like a board from under the mattress or something.
I'm wondering if it's the chains that's blocking the magic or if it's something else.
Just be in an anti-magic field or something.
If there was an anti-magic field, I feel like we wouldn't be able to walk on the air, though.
Yeah, I think they're just the shackles. I think if we could get the shackles off, I could be a little more effective.
Who knows? It might not just be magic in that hallway. It could be something else.
So, overlooking the
Um,
shackles,
uh,
you have time. So overlooking the shackles, you don't see any traces or like craftsmanship that would indicate that these shackles would be magical in any nature. They're basically heavy iron shackles.
So if they're just for, well, being shackles and slowing us down and making things awkward, then what defines which aspects of magic work? What allows the stairs to work, and yet we don't? Is it just to the cells? Or is it in the other rooms as well?
Yeah, you ponder.
Well, unfortunately, I have no background in magic, my character, so.
Yeah. Oh,
I will go up to the bars and wait for one of the warforged that we saw that was different,
yeah.
and just ask as he walks by. I
Okay.
am bored as hell. Do you all allow conjugals?
Or
The
what?
you just suddenly see every single warforged just stop in their stead. Some of them are mid-step, and the warforged literally approaches the cell like across bars and just kind of stares it down.
Is that a no then?
Roll me a persuasion check.
I think it wants you to repeat the question.
Yeah, I think it also wants to repeat a question because you talked to it and nobody talked to it, and it's like suddenly stop. Like,
Persuasion, you said?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh shit. You just after a pause that you don't know which way might go, you just hear. What is it you require?
Oh, I was asking, since we're in prison, do you allow conjugal visits?
Negative.
Oh. Well, you guys are no fun at all. And I'll go back to my bed.
Uh roll me a D100, Julie.
If it just break the robot for asking that question.
Policy change.
Oh shit. You see the robot just kind of stand there and do nothing as you kind of walk back to the bed, and you just hear a whisper. You. I remember you saying. As you look back,
yeah.
you see the Warforged actually just change his posture. He's just kind of leaning towards you and has like his actual hands on the bars.
Yes, I am quite the singer, and honestly, if you all would like a performance, I'm always willing to perform. But these chains are very hampering. I can't really play with them on.
It the Warforged kind of stands by. Allow me, as he kind of like has this like really janky, like really junky, like he's trying to figure out something. Like it's basically getting stuck on some sort of movement as he tries to pat himself down, look for something, and then he kind of looks at his hands and then freezes for a moment. Everybody else, you just fucking suddenly see every single keeper just kind of just head turn at the Warforged that is now malfunctioning.
Well, this is not gonna end well, is it?
Every single one of them grip their swords even harder, and you see this fucking illustrious 8-inch blade emerge in the shape of a scimitar. Or a scimitar, I guess. As they all...
Scimitar.
Yeah, scimitar. As they all... Those closest are coming like on foot, but those who are like across, they literally jump over the railings to the cafeteria, and they start to do this serpent-like movement towards it. Flying mid-air. Before...
Fellow defenders.
Yeah. So, Julie, you just see the Warforged just kind of looking at his hands, and they kind of look at you. What am I? And you just see this fucking Warforged getting demolished by these fucking swords. Just slash after slash, and bits and pieces just...
Oh god.
Yeah, in matter of 10 seconds, it went from perfectly fine Warforged construct into like a pile of junk that barely is recognizable.
And this is all right in front of myself.
Yes.
And that's
Oh,
one of the
am I
ones that were
able to-
malfunctioning.
I was about to say, Julie. The Warforged tried to defend with his right hand's hilt, but it got cut off. The hand releases and the hilt goes next to your cell. What would you like to do?
As stealthily and quietly as I can, I would like to reach through the bars and see if I can get my hands on it.
Stealth check. Stealth check. Or sleight of hand. Sleight of hand. Or you could do both. And just, yeah. Alright.
Right.
If you want me to do, I'll do both.
Yeah, you just fucking you. That's the creepiest part. You didn't hear any noise. You just suddenly hear the heck of "Who am I?" and you just fucking see every single Warforged just fucking going Mach 2 at the target.
Yeah. Christ.
Whew. Roll me a stealth check also.
Oh, that would have been the stealth.
Oh, roll me a sleight of hand then.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And that would be the left hand.
Yeah. It gets hacked and cleaved, and you basically barely mess up because, like, as soon as you go, because it would be easy to just pick up because it's really close, but it's the bars are not exactly really bendable, so you need to like get an extra angle, just kind of like push it in your cell. But as soon as you push it in and you grab it, like try to hide it behind yourself, you just see the 6 Warforges and a few others that are coming by, and like the sword dissipates into nothingness back to the hilt, and they kind of all look at you for a moment, and they kind of all walk away and begin to do their patrol, except for one of them who's basically picking up the husk of the body and just kind of slowly dragging it to one of the metallic doors.
Well, that's pleasant.
Wow. Whoa.
Ah,
That's one of the dysfunctional ones.
I take it your request was denied.
Yes, it appears that they are very much against conjugals.
You want to ask that about 9 more times?
I mean, You wanna
Totally,
try?
No. Uh,
Long
no.
pause, maybe? So yeah, you acquired this golden hilt of a skippetrol. Why can't I spell it right? God damn it. What's wrong with me? But yeah, you basically get this golden hilt and you basically see a bunch of how to say this? Engravings and padding. Like, and if you push the padding goes in slightly into the hilt. But also it kinda how to say this? It, when you push in one side, the other side pushes out, so it feels kind of awkward. But it's like, you know, it's something, probably.
All right. I will keep it hidden as long as the guards are patrolling. But as soon as they go away, I'm going to do some investigating with it.
Gotcha. So, with that being said and done, anybody else have anything they like to do? Because this, like I said, goes for hours.
I would like to see if I can count how long it does take them to go back to their normal routine after all this disturbance.
Oh, okay. Oh, 10 of them begin their routine immediately, but they just kind of spread out back to their position where they originally were and then begin marching again, except for one who's kind of picking the pieces bit by bit, like, and just bringing him through the door.
Right, okay.
So. You can see that that debacle caused quite an interest with the dwarf and the elf. The orc seems not interested at all.
Hey, side note, I took out one of them and I didn't even have to use a weapon.
As a bard should. So, if nobody has anything to do, hours pass, everything is fucking boring, and the basic like routine of like them marching goes from 10 to 11, as one of them returns back after disposing of the corpse. So, anything you like to do, or you wanna skip time?
I can't really think of anything too useful.
Alright.
Once all the guards are gone and like we're alone again, I'll start playing with the toy and see what I can get to happen.
Alrighty, gotcha. Whew. So how do I say this? Um, the guards do not go away as hours pass until eventually the doors open again for all of you. The guards stand in the same position, except for this time, Julie, your one is missing. Everybody says move. And here's the thing: there's no actual line to go. Like you're not told to go through the line because every single warden just kind of points at the cafeteria. And as you can see for the other side, those three individuals just go their own way. Uh, of course, the elf goes really fucking depressed. Like the orc looks like kind of pissed off, while dwarf as cheerful as ever. But yeah, Julie, there's no Warforge by your door.
I'll slowly walk out and look around. I won't walk directly towards the cafeteria. I'll start to walk towards the door. Not quickly, just very slowly and see if
Anybody
me
notices?
doing that.
So what about the rest of you?
I'm going to follow the instructions, especially when I imagine. I don't know if I see Jules.
Technically, you would see because she basically comes out, but there's nothing near her. Everybody's kind of
Yeah, in
like
that case, I am definitely going to stop for a split second, quite surprised that there's nothing by her door, and then keep going. I'm just
okay.
gonna follow the. I'm not gonna, not gonna draw any unwanted attention.
Right.
Alrighty.
Take a note of that and keep going.
Okay. So all of you make your way back there, as everybody kind of stares the at all like every single one of you just kind of stares you down as you all make it way. Julie, none of the Warforges take interest in you. You're above. They're all kind of just looking
Alright.
downwards at the cafeteria.
Alright. I'll get to the very corner, actually, like right before the door, but still at the edge of the cafeteria area.
Uh-huh.
I'll be right in front of the door and see if they make any reaction to me being that close to the door.
Nope. They're just kind of looking at the individuals at the bottom, as the elf just kind of goes back to his usual self. The orc looks confused as he starts counting on his fingers, and Dwarf just kind of looks like he just shit his pants. Like, where is she? He literally,
And
Warren, the dwarf just kind of approaches you. You know that scene from Harry Potter and what's the Gobble of the Phoenix, I think it's called? Well, Dumbledore just literally bursts in the door. Did you put it in? And he basically goes to you like happily, and then just fucking grabs you by like the sides, like, where is she? What the fuck? Where is she?
and this close to the door, is it a solid steel door, or is there any
Yeah,
way to like
it
see through it?
is. It is. It is. Like to the side, to the corner, there's just a solid black metal door.
And does it look like it takes a key, or can I see
No,
anything?
there is no discernible characteristics of any way to unlock it.
All right, and with that scene, I will go ahead and turn around and walk down to the cafeteria.
Okay, you literally walk by a warforged that is just kind of staring at everybody down, and they don't even like they don't even look at you. They just kind of, you can literally watch like as their focus is still on them, even though you're in front of them. As you make your way down, as you can see,
Sure.
everybody's making their way down.
Good to know. Good to know. All right. Interesting. And I'll make my way all the way down to the cafeteria and sit with everyone else.
The dwarf just kind of cups himself and kind of sits down, you know, just prepares, and then kind of looks at you intently, Jewel, like, just looks at you but says nothing. Just kind of looks at you like wants to know what the fuck you did.
Oh, well, there's privileges to being such a great bard. And I'll just smile and pick up some food.
So, the marching begins as food manifests again on the table. And yeah. So, anybody would like to do. Also, first of all, it's been over 1.5 hours since we played. Anybody needs a break or something?
I am good to keep going for at least another hour. My wife's probably going to get home in like an hour and a half. I might have to go then.
Gotcha. So, with that being said and done, you're at the bottom of the cafeteria eating food. So, anything you'd like to do?
Voram is going to keep kind of like looking between Julie, the wardens above, and then just kind of stare back down at the food. It's like if I look at anyone too hard, they'll notice
So,
that she's there.
the dwarf
Is
also.
there? Sorry. Is there anything different since one is missing from their marching now? Like,
Except for the missing warforged, everything is the same. The marching order is the same, just -1. Like they didn't like how to say this. They didn't like adapt to one missing to make like a.
It's just a hole
Yeah, it's a
in
whole.
the line.
all right. And there's still that's one of them that was malfunctioning. So there's still another one that's like.
Yes.
I look at the other dwarf and ask, did the orcs manage to damage any of them?
He kind of just shakes his head. No.
Right.
But he did say that there was someone who tried to talk to them. Someone else who could do magic. It could have had an effect on them.
Are you again this time present at the dwarf's table, or you are?
Yes, I'm
Okay.
with the doors.
Looks at you for a bit again and looks back at the Warren. Name was Zill, was really good, really kind. Made quite a bit of stuff for us. Basically our designated warforge. Anything, any item needed to identify, any modification needed to be made to our gear or weaponry, she could do that in a snitch. She was always fascinated by what's the name? The Platinum Seas, I think. Yeah, that's the name. The Platinum Seas constructs, and she always wanted to have one of her own, but of course nobody ever allowed to build one, nor did she have the capital to do so. So she was really interested in these to the point that she kind of threw her safety above just talking to them and just tried to go just no magic, no thing. She could have cast magic, but none of us can. But she just tried to talk to them and act, and eventually someone came.
Hmm. The fact that some of them could talk, and that one had a reaction and nods towards Julie. You think these were once conscious people?
I have a sneaking suspicion that it's possible right before he got hacked to pieces, he recognized me.
If there's a consciousness under all that construct, maybe we could take advantage of that somehow. I mean, if we could get one to recognize that it's not just all machine, well, then the rest of them might jump on it again and tear it apart. But
But then in the end, we'll only have one left.
if we could do that,
Well,
My
the problem
only concern is whether they replace them.
they do. They do.
well,
Yes.
they haven't.
What's the downtime on this? How long does it take
Yeah.
them to make a replacement?
Probably a day or two, because as soon as the one gets demolished, the next day they come back. But I heard from previous inhabitants of this wondrous place that it's been 2 or 3 days since they busted one of them, which we didn't believe, but maybe that's how they busted them. I don't know.
So, going off the worst case, we have a day before it's replaced.
Aye.
Right, and I look across the table at Julie and go, "How much damage can you do in a day?"
Oh, you have no idea.
All right. So I like you, and you're new, so I'm gonna cut a sweet deal to you. Next time, if I have some sort of way to do what you did, Julie, as he kind of points at the direction of like the um, missing person, I'll probably try to sneak through the door, see what's like out there. See if there's actually a way to get out. Because in the end, I'm probably gonna be next, so might as well test myself out. And besides, if what you say is true and they are living people, I'd rather get a bolt through my skull than being one of them. Imagine how boring it would be just patrolling an empty room day in, day out.
Out of
Almost
character,
as boring
did
as sitting
Julie
in the
bring the?
cell.
Oops, sorry.
Yeah, Julie, did you bring your hilt?
Would I have had a place to really hide it?
Well, technically, you could have just hidden it under the mattress or like behind a corner in the toilet, because they don't walk into the cell. They just kind of.
Right. Yeah, I wouldn't have brought the sword out of my room, so I probably would have hid it under the mattress.
Gotcha.
In my investigations last night, did I find
Oh,
how to turn it on? Or
it's not last night. It's evening of this first day.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I forgot. Sorry.
You get eat twice, not once per day. So
Yeah, sorry.
it's fine. It's fine.
I was getting ahead of myself.
Sure.
Okay.
So yeah.
All right.
So do the rest of us know that you actually have the hilt?
No, because she probably didn't say.
Okay.
And I definitely wouldn't admit it in company, if you know what I mean.
So.
I look at you now and I say, at Julie now, and I say, if you were to just walk back out again, would they stop you?
You know, that's a good question. And I will slowly stand up and see if I can just make one step into the air and look around.
You can.
Do I see any reaction at all?
No, everybody's patrolling, moving, minding their own business.
All right, fellows.
It's been real.
Let's see how far we can push this. And I will continue to take slow steps until I'm at the rim of the opening and like almost eye level with them and just look around.
Yeah, they're just patrolling, man. They literally could see you, like they see, but they don't look at the, like when they patrol, they don't look in any direction. They just kind of look straight and go. And even if you like try to be sneaky, they would see you, but they don't react to you. They just like, you're basically a blind spot for them.
Wait. Perhaps we have to remove our own personal bodyguards to make us seem invisible.
I look at you and go, do you have any idea how?
Or perhaps the same way as Miss the Silver did it.
Right. I think there's a way of at least messing with them, trying to talk to them, trying to reach some type of consciousness.
So, Julie.
Ask for a good fuck.
So, Julie, are you gonna try to do anything else?
I'll walk back to the solid metal door and get right up to it and place my hand on it and just feel around and see if there's any sort of mechanism, anything that.
I mean, here's the thing, right? There's the black metal doors where the robots came from, but there's also a door that leads to outside, which Dovkin pointed out. That has the glass, and yeah, if you want to go for that.
Yeah, I'll go for the glass.
Yeah, you see to your left this mountainous area that sprawls as much as the eye can see, and like in the middle and to the right of the windows you just see forest as far as the eye can see with no trails of civilization. But also you just see a lot of like freshly sprinkled snow across the whole scenery. And even if you lean against the door, you just hear a sudden click. Like, you know when you open a door and just hear a click, 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 click? That's pretty much what you hear.
Yeah.
The door, there's no lock, but as soon as you touch, the door moves. It's not locked.
Oh.
What do
Oh.
you see, Mr. Silver?
Well, it appears the door's open. While I'm standing up here outside of my cell, I'm gonna try and press the digitation again and see if I can do like a shower of sparks from my hand.
Nothing happens.
All right. So,
So are you gonna actually move like through the door into open?
Can we see her from down
I
there?
don't think we can. No. Can we?
Yes, you can. You basically at this angle where you're sitting, you would basically see her head poking through the window. And it
Have I told you how much I love your music?
Not leave us, will you?
oh,
I'm just gonna
You know-
say, like, kind of loud. If it seems too good to be true, it usually is.
Or at least we have a
you're very
plan
correct
now.
on that. It would be very difficult for me to run in these shackles.
So,
And
are you gonna...
Do none of the wardens mind the fact we're talking?
No, they're patrolling. As soon as you sit down and start eating and the food materializes, they just gonna go patrolling. But they look intently before that action happens. Like when the food
Alright.
is not on the table, they're looking at you. But when it is, they're basically patrolling and minding their own business.
so we have a plan now. Remove our own bodyguards and probably leave.
But that depends on if we're able to do it again and again, repeatedly.
And in one day.
Yes.
And
Quick.
we're still in shackles, so we'd have to get out of shackles.
We're gonna...
I say to Julie, have you checked your bodyguard's door? Is it the same as all the rest?
Didn't all the bodyguards come through the same door? Or?
Yeah, two metal doors from each side, both identical, and there's no way to actually like, no signs of getting out or in.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So, are you gonna go through the door? Gonna make the big leap? Gonna make this campaign into a one-on-one campaign?
Not while I'm in shackles. I don't like being tied up outside the bedroom.
Could you? Actually, no. I'm gonna keep that to myself because I don't want you to leave. I am mentally thinking. Voram is thinking to himself, could you cut your shackles off using the hilt? But I'm not going to say that.
Yeah.
Because I don't want Julie to leave us.
Understandable.
All right. With that said, I will open the door just a little bit more and lean out and just see if I can get a little bit more perspective.
So, looking, you just as soon as the door opens, you just feel the flood of cold coming through the door. It's a lot more toasty here than it is outside. Looking around, you see literally fucking nothing. Like to your left and to your right, you just see to your left mountainous area that probably is miles high, and you would break your neck before you could see the top. And to your right, you basically see this a hillside that leads into this forest as much as the eye can see. Like literally a forest as much as the eye can see. You can see pine trees and not graying, browning like trees that are losing their leaves. It is fall after all.
All right. With that scene, I will make my way back down to the cafeteria, just keeping my eyes out. See, do the cells close when we're down in the cafeteria, or are they all open?
All open.
All open. All right. Tempting. Very tempting. No, I'll make my way back down to the cafeteria and start making plans to see how we can all get out at the same time.
Alrighty, so yeah, it is as soon as you get down and get grab to eat, you suddenly hear the wardens call out, "Move!" As the dwarf kind of stands up and kind of looks at you. Julie, well, I guess we got some sort of plan, I guess. As he kind of begins to climb on back up and just kind of pretend to be the good old cheery, jolly dwarf that he is, smiling as much as he can. You can see the orc looks less pissed and more curious, but still doesn't even talk to you. Just kind of goes up. The priest kind of looks at you, but there's like this glare of this like penance in his case as he starts to make his way up. So everybody make their way back to the cellar. Not cellar, cells. Shut up. Shut up.
Summer travel.
Yeah. With most exquisite and rarest minds. So
I think that's called blood wine in this situation.
yeah. So yeah. Anything you'd like to do? Because as soon as the door shuts, every single closes, including you, Julie. But the warden is not present for you, as you are basically see the familiar rotation clockwise of them just patrolling and mind their own business. Anything you like to do, or would you like to skip to the night?
I think skip to the night, because, yeah.
No, we're gonna try to see if they can malfunction. Another one.
Well, as an hour passes, you see a familiar stop, and all the warforges stop. And then you look for the cell and try to see what's happening, and you see by Dovkin chambers there is one warforged. A minute passes, and everyone sheathes their blades and go charge through the other one. Yeah.
There's the second.
As soon as the spot goes, like, basically gets destroyed, you see the dwarf just kind of waving you a thumbs up to all of you as the body's getting collected, and he's just, and you know, just just happily surmising that there's some sort of flaw in this automaton. But if anybody, well, if nobody wants to do anything, say now, because then we're gonna skip to nighttime. Because who knows what do you want to do at night?
Well, that's 2 down.
Yeah,
Hopefully they will still be gone tomorrow.
Hmm.
so
Anyone else want to give it a try?
do
Any
you
of you
do,
good fellows?
do you
Any
wanna
of you good...
do you wanna just like randomly try to talk with like other warforgers to see if you can get their attention?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll give it a try too.
Yeah, roll me a persuasion and tell me what you wanna say to them to attract their attention.
A persuasion? Okay.
Also, what you wanna say to them.
I'm going to try and push my luck also.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
I will lean against the bars and just announce.
Yeah, no.
As I'm sure most of you are aware, I am in fact Julie de Silvers. And I know that you want to listen to my great performances, but I do require an instrument. Can anyone give me anything so I can play for you?
Good fellows, how are you? How you seem to be doing? Any of you like a good chat? Something spice up the brain activity? Talking about the old family, or where you've come from, or something along those lines.
Okay. So Julie, roll me a persuasion as you're trying. Vorum, are you gonna try to convince someone?
Warren is looking at this whole situation with horror. I think I'm gonna see if anyone gets decapitated and then test my luck.
Oh no.
After that.
Vorum,
Cluster.
let's okay, so Julie, you roll me persuasion because you didn't roll that because you made your claim. Okay. So, Chudwell, you rolled, so it's a 22. Guard approaches as everybody stops again and just kind of looks at you. What is your request?
I don't know, my good fellow. Have you ever talked about your family? Do you even have a family?
Roll me another persuasion.
Sure.
A charlatan roll me D100.
70.
I have no family and my only wish is to serve the Platinum Seas. As he kind of steps back and walks away. As for you, Julie, another guard, like after Chadwell does it, a minute passes, and then another styles by Julie, and Julie, you're when he approaches, he's like, "What is your request?"
Simply need an instrument so I can play. I want to keep everyone entertained. It's so boring here.
Instruments are forbidden.
Well, you're no fun at all.
Roll me another persuasion check.
Wow.
The Warforged just stands there, looking at you again. Feels like deja vu a bit, and it kind of puts like not puts, but like slightly tilts to the side. What is fun?
Entertainment, something that makes you happy, something that puts a smile on your face.
Roll me a d100. Oh.
Jesus Christ.
Whew!
Mhm.
You see the Warforged kind of looking at you, tilting his head and tilting it back straight. Looking at you. Then looking around. And all of you, you see the familiar gaze.
A knack for this thing, don't you?
Everybody gets their blades out. Their scimitars, whatever.
Scimitar.
Scimitars out, yeah, scimitars out, and begin to go. You see this warforged literally whips out his own scimitar. And
Scimitar.
scimitar, fuck! Dude, I played RuneScape when I was like 7, and I always call it scimitar. Scimitar. Okay, scimitar. So yeah, the warforged himself whips out his own scimitar and just yells out the curdling scream, "You bastards! You took her away from me!" As he starts, not like he does not go defensively. He goes on against as many as he can before he gets destroyed. But
How many does it take?
after that aftermath, 2 of the warforges lay dead because of the actions of Julie's one, and then it goes down. So technically, it's now down to 8.
Right.
How many people are we in this prison again? Yeah.
Us
and
4, and then the dwarf, the elf, and
So
the
7.
dwarf.
7 total.
I can
Right.
probably do
Sorry, always.
Question, during this melee, does any of the other blades go flying in reach of anyone?
Everybody, I would like you to roll me d100, and I'm gonna roll a d100 as well, because that wasn't like oh.
Nice.
Wait a minute.
Nice.
Uh,
That's a 69.
okay. So the lower you go, the better chance you have.
God darn.
Wait, Julie got a 45. Wait, Julie, didn't you like roll already? Oh wait, no,
okay.
you didn't. Oh shit, wait. So Jen rolled, he rolled, everybody rolled. Julie, surprise, surprise,
Another
having this fucking skirmish. One just literally like the fly goes banging against, and it's kind of releases and like kind of holds like tries to grip it, like even though it's detached, it kind of tries to grip it, but it's like the hilt is there, just kind of going downwards against the bars. Also, all of you see also a hand with the saber flying mid-air, slowly going back into just the hilt, and literally lands like it fucking perfectly angles into the bars, and it squeezes between the the depressed elf's bars. As it kind of looks like he literally stands up and just fucking looks over, and then looks at what dropped. He picks it up and immediately goes back to bed. So yeah, there's now 8. There's like, it's not only that there's 8. The rest of the 8, half of them are actually damaged, while the rest are in pristine condition. And they're literally picking up the corpses, and as soon as they pick up like the last remnants of the corpse, the lights begin to just snap out one by one, and just the whole place goes dark. It is now nighttime.
Okay.
So, gentlemen, the time has come. Yeah.
Right.
It's even in the stream. Oh, beautiful.
So,
Well, gentlemen, I feel I've done my part.
are you gonna give
Wait.
Julie? Are you gonna give that fucking thing to someone else?
Eventually.
Because technically, you have Gen to the right and Vorum to the left.
Yeah, I'll pass it to the right.
Okay, again, you acquired this hilt, this golden hilt of a saber. Not saber, but scimitar. Scimitar. Yes, I'm learning! Yeah!
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah!
I'll take it and hide it.
What the
Okay.
hell we...
Even
What
though
the
it's dark, are they still patrolling around?
No, they all went back to their things. And you see, from your side, 5 came. From their side, like from the 3 individuals, into their doors, only 3 came. So yeah, you fucking caused a lot of damage for one night. Holy shit! So,
Well-
who wants to investigate how it would work? Like, how does the fuck does the saber work? Please roll me
Yeah.
investigation and arcana.
Well,
Right. I'm doing that.
whatever we
Except
do
I-
tomorrow, gentlemen, I would like to suggest at least wait it until we get our breakfast, if you want to escape.
I mean, I'd rather just escape.
But I do not know what's out there, and we should probably stock up on some food.
That's true. But then again, doesn't it disappear?
It does.
Didn't the dwarfs say that it always vanishes?
Yeah. So, so that was, I guess, investigation, right?
Yep.
Roll me arcana check as well, because both.
There we go. And that would be the Arcana.
Okay, if you're not gonna say that Julie is the MVP of this session, I don't know who the fuck you are. So, I mean that works. So natural 24. Oh boy. Roll me an arcana as well. Again.
Okay, let me check my arcana. That's not gonna be as good.
Okay, so I just want to see if again just gets like the fucking eureka moment, like who?
No.
Nah, Julie does the better thing. So, Julie, the mechanism is complex yet simple at the same time. All you need is really, how to say this? For the blade to actually activate, you need to squeeze all the parts of the blade simultaneously and not let go the force, because if you move like one part, it's gonna push the other part and it's like becomes harder. So technically if you just squeeze it like in the precise angle, you get the saber working, and you all just fucking see immediately just this fucking slight bluish glow coming from Julie's room. As Julie, you see this fucking scimitar of 4 foot long just emanating, and it's lightless. The only weight there is only the weight of the hilt, and there's nothing else.
Can I recommend giving one of those things to our orcish friend over there? Like
I'm only
tomorrow.
gonna say, don't miss if you want to throw it to him.
You wanna
Wait
chuck it?
till-
Oh,
We should wait till tomorrow.
so yeah.
I'll also give us another chance to screw up more of them.
So,
Actually,
oh boy.
one day in prison.
Oh,
already.
I will say to Julie in the other cell, have you tried cutting anything with that? See how sharp
Not
it is.
yet. Oh, I haven't yet, but I'm definitely about to give this a shot. But before I do that, can I actually look it over? Maybe hold up different parts of the hilt near my chains to see if anything unlocks it?
No, but there's this uncomfortable heat coming from the blade itself.
Oh, okay.
Try to cut yourself loose.
A
Oh,
1,000 degree knife versus a bar. Let's fucking go.
let's go.
Let's fucking go. So yeah. But yeah.
You're either
All
you're
right,
dead now
gentlemen.
or you're dead later.
All right, gentlemen. Do you think tonight's the night? Are you ready to leave?
Okay, give me a second. I need to like answer a call real quick.
Oh.
Well, in answer to that, if we waited, we know we have almost a day, or let's just say a day, before they get repaired. So if we have in the morning, we can try breaking some more of them by asking them some questions. And then we go, we eat as much as we can, and then we break out. Because hopefully some more will be damaged, we'll have eaten a bunch of food. Yeah. I think that's my vote.
So
I'm
long as the
alright.
same.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
I was just gonna say, as long as it's the same 8. He said half of them were already damaged. So if we could get those
Exactly,
to
yeah. Try and
rebel.
deliberately try to talk to one of the undamaged ones, because then if we do manage to convince him, manage to break him, he'll put more of a fight, maybe, compared to one of the damaged ones.
That might be true.
I don't know if physical damage would make it easier to convince him.
Yeah,
I think so.
it's maybe not.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you want to?
It seemed like the first one that was already malfunctioning. The
Actually,
one
yeah, fair enough.
that started it
point.
all.
Well, I'm alright with just doing it tonight.
You vote doing it tonight?
Yes.
I mean,
What's the plan then? If we do it tonight, we cut through the bars?
if
And
they're
then what?
good enough.
I think if we got one of them loose, we can probably slip through. Maybe 2 for the bigger people among us.
And then do we just go out the front door into the night?
Why not?
I mean, we can, yeah.
Run
better
up
than-
into the moonlight.
Hopefully, we don't not even have to see any of those tin cans.
I suppose. Okay, the pros of going tonight is we might totally avoid any conflict. Like they might just not come to stop us. There might be an alarm or something, we don't know, but ideally, no. Bad part is we are then in the middle of the snow, in the middle of nowhere, at night, in chains. Although we can probably cut the chains.
We could probably
Pros of
cut-
going, yeah. Pros of going tomorrow, we get to maybe break another one, and maybe if we're extremely lucky, get another hilt. We also might get to eat. But then we're still also in the middle of nowhere in the snow. Just it's day.
Well, we can take our blankets and our cushions. Remember that?
Either way, I don't think we're going to starve immediately.
No, we still have.
He said naively.
We have a couple of days. That'd be true, dear boy.
So, do we all want to vote what the plan is? I'm okay with either, really.
We could also try that bone key, couldn't we? See if that unlocks.
What was he saying about that?
It's down in the cafeteria under that table. He said.
Was it for chains?
He sawed it to fit the chains. So
because if we have a choice of welding it off like a bloody metal welder versus just unlock it, I know which I'd prefer.
Right. Hold still. If you move, you might lose your whole hand.
Spread your legs. Just I gotta cut it between
I'm
the feet.
sorry. I came back, I put my headphones and I hear spread your legs. I'm sorry. Did I stumble in a bit of ERP?
That's
No,
great.
it's fine. It's fine.
It's fine.
Strategy.
That's perfect.
Big Goose stratagems. Let's go.
Mm.
So I have a question. Have you decided? Have you decided?
That's what we're doing right now.
Oh, now I'm really curious. What part of open your legs is the part of escaping a prison?
Okay, we were discussing
And that-
about either getting the key or trying to cut through the chains.
And we were saying the key's probably a bit safer than just taking a metal welder and saying spread your legs.
Right. Hold still. You don't want to lose anything vital.
Oh boy.
I'm for going out tonight, but
Yeah. So we got one vote for out tonight.
I'm good for out today.
Tonight or,
Because
or tomorrow.
Are you gonna leave the people behind?
I mean,
you need,
no,
probably need
no.
to.
we can try
I
and help
mean,
them. I think, yeah.
I mean, two of them have the other blades, so
Yeah. So.
Well, I
fair
mean, one of them has, but it's the fucking depressed elf.
but didn't the dwarf get one too?
No.
That
Oh
was the
no
plan.
no. He got one of them down, but you didn't actually saw if he got the blade or not.
Oh,
Yeah.
so we just know that.
Plan.
Yeah.
It-
But so you're gonna.
So
you're gonna
I have one and Jen has one.
Yeah.
So
Oh.
So 2 votes for out tonight. Julie.
while they're debating it, I'm just going to squeeze the handle and put the blade to the bars and see if anything happens.
Roll me a spring check.
Oh, why strength?
A bard
you're-
who needs to roll a spring check. Let's fucking go. Natural 20.
But-
Fucking. Omarushindaru. The bar's never seen it coming.
Just-
Do I figure out this thing or do I have to ask?
Yeah,
Joe?
yeah, you do.
How do you?
You do.
You turn on the
Okay.
just, you
So-
turn it back on.
Here's the thing. You know how magnets are like, if you try to touch the magnet with the same attraction, they basically.
L.
Yeah.
They repel.
Yeah, so you basically have the sensation, like, you couldn't even, like, try to, like, here's the thing. If you try to poke your blade through the bars, it basically stops you, because there's just some sort of force that doesn't let you to go through there.
Okay.
Okay, so, can you eventually also figure out how to do it?
Nice. Did I see Julie tried to like
Yes.
cut the bars?
Yes,
and
yes, you're
bounce So I'm just gonna look at everybody like, well,
Have you
not
tried
out
turning it
tonight.
around?
Is the elf, depressed elf, doing anything?
You don't see any lights if that's what you're thinking. It's dark. Wait, do you have yeah, you do have dark vision. 60 feet, right?
Yeah.
You don't see across the cafeteria what's going on there.
Well, I can see there's not a blue glow, so I'm just
No.
gonna kind of lean against the bars and go, excuse me, if you don't feel like helping, could you give it to the angry man next door?
There's no response.
Oh, fuck you too.
Maybe he's asleep, who knows?
It could be.
Selfish bastard.
Just
It could be.
throw
Hey,
your bed at him. I don't know.
hey, don't start cursing at him. Yeah, that's a potential ally still.
I was just like, Voram is just sweating as he's like hearing like all these blades being activated, the blue glows, people just grunting with effort as they try to cut things. He's just like,
Yeah,
Um,
no, I'm just
I-
I'm just gonna get a feel for the
retract-
blade, kind of swing it around a bit.
Okay. It
If I
is.
retract the blade,
Yeah.
am I able to get it near the bars?
Uh, who's asking?
Julie,
Yeah.
if
Uh,
I
I
if I
mean,
fully retract the blade,
yeah, you
can I
track.
just get the
Yeah,
hilt?
yeah. The hilt is like easy, it doesn't, but it's like the thing, the fucking light. That slugs.
Ah, okay. Yeah,
Okay.
retract it, then put the hilt against the bar, and then see if you can activate it.
Yeah, I'll give it a shot.
And then just fling back, decapitate.
Yeah, I get thrown back across the room.
I was about to say that's a possibility.
Cut,
Roll,
cut, to,
You-
cut
I
to the
don't-
wall. I don't know.
roll me a strength check.
Oh Lord. Okay.
How if you roll natural? Oh boy. Ooh.
Ooh.
No, no, it's a bad idea. It's like, ooh, you know that fucking when Gmod or Gary's mod, right? When stuff starts to break and starts to just go haywire everywhere.
When the physics engine just
Yeah,
breaks.
yeah, you're like, ooh, if I continue on, it might be really, really fucking bad. Ooh,
It'll be fun.
it'll be fun.
Who's in the far right cell? I guess I'm asking this, so yeah. Who's in the far right cell?
Far right is Jen. Jen, speaking of which.
If
roll-
not the bars, could you cut through the wall?
There's a bot in the chat.
Yeah, I know, the bots are like, it's like, they're harmless. Again, before you do that, please roll me a perception check.
How sturdy are these bars, by the way?
About 3 inches thick. Fully metallic. What metal? You would assume it's either like steel or something more durable.
Oh, so
Okay.
roll.
Okay.
Okay, so um from the other side of the wall where you saw the fucking small little node that was crippled into, you start to hear some sort of dragging noise, and then you lean in closer and then you realize it's not dragging. Somebody has their nails against the wall, is slowly grinding it, and you hear this like slight sob.
Oh, yeah. Somebody over there.
There's no
Good.
response.
What direction is it coming from?
Right side,
Yeah.
basically where Julie looked to the black door, Jen has a wall that is basically goes into that same place. And all he can hear from the other side is slight sobbing and just like somebody's like grasping at the wall and dragging through its fingernails.
Oh my gosh.
Just from
Okay.
cell?
Not that wall, but one of the other walls. I want to see if I can pierce the wall.
Okay, so roll me a strength check.
Time to break the physics engine. Let's go.
Let's fucking go! You just fucking out of nowhere started hearing the Half-Life 2 death sound.
Like prop noises.
Yeah. Prop noise.
My strength isn't that good.
Oh.
It's, yeah.
Here's the thing.
Wait.
The stone and the clay breaks easily, but the fucking glue, the whatever substance that is covering the majority of the walls, do not budge. You just whack them like fucking, and it's like it doesn't even ship. It's like fuck.
This is evil, not dwarven craftsmanship.
No, it's anti-dwarf craftsmanship. Ooh, it's just like oof. It's a nasty place. So,
And is he doing this on the wall that separates our cells?
Gentlemen, I think a plan has been changed, and I think we're gonna be doing this tomorrow.
so, does everybody want to go to bed? That's the question.
Yes.
Sure.
Because hopefully we're going to be running through the countryside tomorrow, this time.
Speed running. So,
Yeah. Before
uh,
that, yeah, I do tell everyone, like, I think there's someone through that door, through those doors. Besides the tin cans.
Well, too bad for him at this point.
okay, so
It's difficult enough getting all of you out. I don't need to join more people.
So, sleep comes to all of you nicely, except when it doesn't. Everybody roll me a d100.
Except when okay, now.
That's okay. I only need a few hours to rest. I actually have to sleep.
99.
An 8. I hope the lower better like last time.
Oh
Uh,
shit!
oh,
Ooh!
fine.
Ooh! Ken got a 5! Oh fuck! Okay,
Good night,
so Chud.
Chudwell to you, my good sir.
Yeah. Chadwell. Good Chadwell, sir. Um, it's a comfortable bed. It's nice, warm, and then you just feel this, like, you just feel this notion, and you suddenly just have this urge to wake up, and you wake up, and you're kind of tired, but you want to go to sleep, and then you start to hear whispers everywhere. On the walls, on the ceiling, on the floor.
Hello?
There, it's not like actual whispers that say something. It's like incoherent murmurs that just echo through your chamber, and it just gives you this fucking sense of like somebody staring you down, and it's
I'm gonna stand up and look through my bars.
as soon as you stand up, your eyes start to twitch on all sides as you suddenly, you know that fucking reflex when you like see something in the corner of your eye and just fucking look at it.
Yeah.
You just feel like a dozen shadows just fucking scattered all around as soon as you stood up. The notion of like voices and murmurs goes on. Gan though, Gan. You also sleep well until you just start to hear sounds of rock and pieces of clay start to fall over through that wall that you heard the whimpers from. It's getting closer. It's getting closer again. What would you like to do?
I'm up.
Yeah,
I'm looking around.
you just like, how to say this? It like what you fought like at the beginning. It was like maybe feet and a half of distance between what you heard. Now it feels like it's like a inch and a half away from like your actual cell. You hear just crumbling of dirt and the stuff, and the whimpering is like just is a sad, loud sobbing.
All right. I'm gripping the hilt, but I have it down, and I just do a little prayer to the moon, and I'm just watching that wall.
Okay, so after a good half a minute of digging, and you feel like it's any second you just start to see something shake, something rumble. Any second something's gonna poke its head out, and it's gonna be fucking horrible. And then silence. Everybody, and I mean everybody, suddenly you hear a large rumbling coming from the cafeteria area, like an earthquake. That basically, if you weren't awake, now you're awake and off the bed as the whole place is shaking. As soon as the earthquake ends, all of you hear a fucking deep bellowing roar from beneath.
Okay.
What was that?
We need to get out of here.
I am going to just immediately grab up as much of like the covers from the bed as I can, because I have a feeling I'm going to be running through the snow soon.
I'm gonna grab my blanket and basically make a hole in the middle of it with like my corner bedpost or something, and like make a makeshift poncho.
Yeah, I'm gonna make mine into like a makeshift cloak. just
Brilliant, good sir. We must now.
You just hear the dwarf saying, "What the fuck is that?" You just
I don't
hear,
know. I don't care, and we're gonna leave.
You're not leaving me with this. What the fuck?
yeah.
We'll try to get you. Good
Try
fellow.
me.
I'm
And
going to turn to my right and say, Julie, can you start cutting again?
then-
I'll open up my saber and start trying to hack.
Then
Roll me
I
a
too will.
Julie,
We'll
give
try to-
someone else also one of those, maybe.
Julie, you grip the blade. Nothing comes out. There's no light. But what you see is this seeping black ooze that is coming from like the place where the blade comes from. It's now just kind of dripping on on the ground. And as soon as it reaches contact with the ground, you just hear the sizzling noise and this tiny black smoke coming out.
I will try and fling that at the bars.
Yeah.
Oh, you wanna basically okay.
I use acid to destroy.
Okay,
the
okay.
bunker.
So wherever the thing touches, it makes contact with the steel bars, and you see bits and pieces of it start to melt away like heated butter that is getting just torched. It's like something, and you like make like good like I'd say good halfway through the upper bars to like like enough for you to get out of it, but like before you do that, you just before you do that, it just stops and it just like no longer leaks anything.
But I have just enough room to get out.
No, you got halfway through. Yeah. Because if you know just by looking, if it's fucking active enough to go through metal, it's fucking really active to go through your delicate skin.
Right.
So yeah.
Didn't we have another one?
Anyone else who has a saber? It's leaking some sort of corrosive. We may be able to use that to our advantage.
So again, would you pull out like what would you do with a blade now that you got this information?
Should I try it or should I pass it back to Julie so she can get the rest of the way hers if it is leaking acid?
It's up to you, Julie. Then again, it's only one cell.
Yeah. You again would be the only one to be out. And try to get the
Maybe.
rest.
Actually, no, I wouldn't know that. Sorry, no.
So, are you gonna
Crap.
Okay. I'm gonna. I will squeeze and try to activate and see what happens.
The blade goes back, goes as normal. It illuminates that clean bluish light.
Whoever that has, cut that thing open.
All right. I'm gonna try to judge. I know. I know Julie bounced off of it, but I'm gonna try to hit the bars again, or for the first time, actually.
Roll me, strength check.
A strength check. Let's see. What is my? Actually, I already know that. All right.
Oh boy. Oh boy. And you probably thought it's gonna take a while for you to figure it out. Look at that. Fucking going, speed running, any percent. Nah.
Yeah.
It's
No.
like But yeah. So after that, are you gonna go to bed now?
No.
No.
The
Okay.
bars are not gonna work with this thing, guys.
Go and
No.
try it again and turn it around. I don't know.
Okay. So
I'm gonna shout to the elf in the other cell. Are you awake now?
yes, I'm bloody awake. What?
Do you feel like helping now?
With what?
A shiny hilt thing you have?
Offender, protect me. What with it? I'm
I
here
don't
to
know.
serve my penance.
Oh, and serve your penance by saving us.
You know,
Roll
wouldn't you
me,
think it would
roll
be
me,
better?
Chad, the Chud. Roll me a persuasion check.
Alright. 20 plus, I think like a plus 14. 13.
Ooh.
Oh, he hit a net one.
Mm.
Uh,
No,
uh,
the only way I can serve my penance is to die. Offender wills it.
Feel free to do that afterwards.
yeah.
Well, if your penance is death, what difference does it make if your death is later or now? Help us out.
I sin, and for my punishment, was taken away my ability to commune with my deity.
And can the lovely orc in the next cell have the ability to save all our lives?
Fine. As you can see, you don't hear, you just hear a fucking like a sound of muscle, just fucking stretch and flex, and you hear a crackle.
Let's have some fun.
You don't see anything coming, but you just hear a swing, like the thing getting swung. The dwarf, yeah, got it, and then he kind of scoots it over, and you just fucking see you just hear a as as soon as you hear the foot, you just fucking hear the fucking light. You can hear the light starting to glow. Well, not here, but see the light starting to glow as the orc is literally holding the fucking blade between the bars stuck. And you're like trying to get in with the whole blade and like attracted like give me a minute. As he kinda like angles it and then fucking starts to like how to say this, poke, I guess the right word is, the fucking beams. But he just goes like, he goes at it, you know, like the furious Sith Lord, right? Just fucking and then goes for like good 10 minutes and then fucking goes tired and just falls asleep.
Yeah, I don't think hitting the bars with brute strength is gonna do it, guys.
Well,
That
it's
was a
the
good
bars or it's the walls.
So,
Oh, there's a material in the wall that's just as bad as the bars. I mean, some of it is coming out, but there's just this certain material that's not breaking at all.
No, it's also coming out. The floor.
I mean, the
Speaking of
floor.
which, how in the time it's taken him to hack at that thing, has the pit changed at all?
With the glow, with the simius glow, no, the pit looks normal, but I mean, it looks dark. But you don't know how, like, is anything changed?
Hmm.
Uh,
Anyone got anything?
Anybody got some light?
I would if I could get these shackles off me and use my magic again.
that would be probably very helpful.
So, with that being said and done, I'm gonna pass the night just on alert, trying to not.
Oh god, the next day is gonna be terrible.
It's gonna be panicked leaving.
So,
Oh shit. I mean, there's the one thing we haven't tried to see if we can cut the shackles with the blade.
Spread your legs.
I'm just
Uh,
a
you
little
wanna,
hesitant.
you wanna try that? You wanna just like, if I fail,
And
my
I
I
really
hold
don't
the
want to.
blade over my shackles, like right in between where the chainsaw, not actually around my skin, but just over like the chain itself, and see if I can drip some of the acid. Or
the acid is gone. But as for the, are you gonna use the sword?
oh yeah,
The sword cuts through the chains like butter. Just ding 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 ding.
that's
well the
quite
chains are
good.
gone, and with that, after the chains are broken, I'll see if I can do a spark.
Oh shit! Yeah, you managed to do a spark with the loose bits of metal.
With the chains broken, she has access to the magic.
All right, boy.
Oh no! Sparks through the metal, like clicking with them, but you cannot cast any spells yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's what I was looking for.
I thought you're gonna say that you're gonna, use the metal to, do the spark, but
Well, I guess we'll have to wait a bit.
okay.
Wait
But
for
my leg-
what?
So, time goes by as everybody's sleeping or really fucking paranoid that something might just.
100%. Yeah, that's me. I ain't sleeping.
if I had a pistol under my pillow, I would use it now.
Well, I've got the floor of mild paranoia.
Yeah. So night goes to day, and eventually you hear as the lights begin to beam, and you start to hear the humming of the walls, most intensely to Jen. I mean, you're kind of just chilling, minding your own business. You see the orc is just fucking still trying. But then the dwarf is like, what the fuck are you doing? Just fucking put him down. It's like orcs just fucking feeding it like.
Stop it, please. We can do this later. Good fellow.
I got time. And then as soon as the doors begin to, he immediately just fucking chucks the plate, still active, but but it's like it goes out before it reaches anything or himself. And yeah. So what would you like to do? Like, what's the ordeal?
Okay.
So,
Does
oh
the
yeah,
same 8
Okay.
come out?
Okay, so the only amount that comes out now is 10. Uh, it is, and the only people who like the wardens that don't come to the cells are the really bloody one where no one is to the opposite side of you, and Dovkin. As the thing goes down, and you were all ordered to go. And Julie, there's a fucking person looking at you that you don't have any more chains, but you still have the shackles. And he doesn't mind that. He just kind of looks at you and says, "Go." You don't know if that doesn't register to him or. Oh no, Julie's missing. No.
Oh, sorry, I forgot to put myself on mute.
It's fine. So yeah, Julie, you basically are. You see a fucking Warford just looking at you intently. Doesn't mind or doesn't even recognize that you don't have any more chains. You just have the shackles, which technically, in a game standpoint, like D&D, you would basically just have your half the movement speed, but all the strength, dexterity, and attack rolls are normal again, no longer with disadvantage. So yeah.
Okay.
So, but yeah, he basically just points and says go for everybody except for Dovkin. As he kind of looks a bit excited and looks like really cautiously at everyone, he just slowly slinks towards the orc that is going down and then through the bloodied mess. And then kind of looks at the black door and looks back at you, because I assume at that point you're all making your way downwards to the food area, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So what's the plan? Should I scout? See what's beyond?
It's just to get out of here first.
Well, sure,
Do
but
you
where are we gonna go? And besides, I think he just kind of scratches his head. If anything goes wrong, the key is under the, and he kind of points the table. As he kind of goes, like he's fucking shitting his pants in his fucking demeanor, as he's basically against the wall, just kind of going like feet to feet, like, you know, just like goes like extends 1 feet and then drags the other and just goes that like for a good painful minute until he reaches the door. I'll come back in a minute or so. I want to see where we are at the moment, alright?
Sure.
Sounds like a
sure
plan.
thing, Phil.
Thank you.
Press X to doubt.
Pressing. Okay.
Like, I need to do insight to see if he's actually gonna come back.
I have no hesitation. He's not coming back.
Inside. I just want you to roll like a natural one. Like, yeah.
Or we just find his body somewhere in the snow or something later.
I'll
Sure, I'll roll it.
17, and then another 7.
Oh,
So
24?
24 for me. Yeah.
Holy shit.
Borum. You know some fucking scum of the earth, right? You know some scum of the earth.
I have worked with this man.
No.
Not literally, but people
No.
like him.
Yeah. And you know what he says is actually true, that he will come back. He will.
Oh.
Yeah. Like there's the really like there's like the genuine honesty, because technically without like you would think like, because without your help he wouldn't be like there, and he probably didn't even have chance to get, so maybe. So The door swings open well, not swings open, but slowly as he just phases in, just goes into the outside. So while that is happening, all of you are downstairs, and the orc this time comes to the table.
We're all in the same one.
Yeah. Well, no, the fucking depressed elf is still sitting alone. But you just fucking see. You just fucking see the orc just kind of looking at you, Julie, with those chains now not gone, and he kind of looks at his own chains. Should have done that.
Do I still remember where he
Great.
sat the other day?
The orc? Oh
The
no,
dwarf.
the dwarf. Yeah. It's a very easy spot. It's like it's nothing too severe or like ominous. It's like a random place that he decided to make his favorite. And if you like sit in that spot, you literally see like the best angle of the outside with the most like view to the outside. So, and looking under the table, you do find, in fact, an actual bigger bone. And then you like one part of the bone is actually the bone. The rest of the bone is broken off, and you feel like a very peculiar pattern on the end of that broken part of the bone.
Okay. Is it how big is it? Could it be taken out of the pit, or I don't think I'd need to anyway. Probably just do down here for all the.
It's equivalent to a short sword.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not hiding this with my prison
No.
getup, I imagine.
No.
All right. Well, I'm definitely gonna just wait until all the remaining wardens are just wandering around as usual.
Yeah.
Is there any
And-
more than yesterday? Does any seem
It's
to have been repaired or replaced?
It's 10 now. It was 8. Now it's 10.
Oh
Alright.
shit.
Yeah. So, after it's been a good minute since he left Dofkin. And the elf kind of comes along as well to the table. And then kind of stares at you, Borum. And there's this look of disgust. Oh boy, it's been 3 hours now. Hell yeah. Okay. So, yeah, there's this look of disgust at you, but there's no.
I'm going to pretend I don't see the look of disgust, and kind of look at everyone else and say, "So, is the plan unlock here and then what?"
Well, if he could have just walked out, he's better off just going out and unlocking us there, is it not?
They don't seem to mind the fact that the chains are half off Julie, so would they mind if we unlock them entirely?
I
We don't know. We don't know what
Orc
effect.
immediately intervenes. My tribe had these unlocked because one of us had a tooth necklace that they forgot to take away, and we fashioned it into some sort of key. And once we took off a piece of a neck, immediately cut down to the pieces. As he kind of observes the Warforged with this sign of hatred.
Specifically, the neck piece, I ask him.
He kind of looks at you and just gives a wide smile. Would you like to give it a try?
I smile back and go, well, not all of us are eager to embrace the afterlife quite yet.
Looks over to the
Depressed elf.
You want to try it out, mister?
You have a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity here, sir.
To meet God himself.
He kind of glares at all of you.
It's not so
I
much the chains, guys. It's the cuffs, the shackles.
it's not about dying in a way of cowardice, it's about penance. I did my wrongs and I need to fulfill them. If I didn't do anything wrong, why did Lavender for
Forsake.
forsake me?
You can always
Well,
fix it yourself without being.
atonement through self-sacrifice.
While they're
you can
talking,
You can always
Oh.
make a new life. And
if you want to make atones, your atonement is out there, and I'm going to point outside, not in here.
Roll me persuasion again.
you
With,
cannot do-
with advantage, because all of you are like, what the fuck, dude, just shut the fuck up!
Okay, let's see.
while this is
Literally
all
everyone at the
happening,
table was like, "Come on, Elf, come on, you do it."
Do it!
We're peer pressuring him.
You're bullying!
do it. Kill yourself. Go ahead.
Do a flip!
No, wait. GURPS camera. Yeah, kill yourself. Go. Do a backflip.
No, just fucking a D20, let's fucking go. It's a natural 20, let's fucking go.
This is turning out real bad.
Yeah, it's advantage, so.
Just gonna. Well, alright. Stabbed himself with a spork or something.
We actually have any
while
cutlery
they have this
down here.
conversation, could I pick up
Nope.
two spoons?
All with hands, also. Ooh.
Damn, that's a 20.
Woo! 25! Sheesh! Wait, is it 20? No, it's 26. Wait, 33. What the? Wait, give me a second. My brain just fucking farted. Give me a second.
It's a lot.
Uh oh. Somebody left. Oh, Julie's back. Uh oh. So. So the elf just kind of sits quiet for a moment and looks at you again. Perhaps there is wisdom in your words. Fine. So, as soon as he comes to this agreement, and all of you just kind of like hey, and kind of like, wait, it's been a minute or few since Dafkin was last seen, and all of you just suddenly see all the Warforged get active. Their bluish glow turn bright red, and they have all their blades drawn. They stop marching.
Gentlemen, we got to leave now.
Towards us, or
No, they just stopped, immediately turned red, and they drew the blades, and now they are looking at the door.
okay. Well, while they're not looking over here, I'm going to unlock. Are we going for Elf?
Got to skedaddle right now. Either you win us or you stay here and you die. I look over to the elf.
So, so you wanna start unlocking your chains?
Yes.
Okay.
So,
I mean, I don't see a better opportunity.
or anything.
Okay, so as you begin to unlock like your collars, you basically put the sharp point, which is now dull, which was the breakup point, into the piece, and you just hear the satisfying click, and you feel the sudden release as your skin can breathe again, because it was kind of tightly done, but it's still holding on. Like, you could take it off, you can feel like the motion of you taking off, but you know, if you take it off,
I'm gonna
Don't-
heed the
yeah.
orc's words and not do that.
yeah. So
Not yet.
it takes a good half a minute or so for all of you just take like it basically clicked into every single part of your body, like your feet and not your feet, your legs, your arms, and your neck, and basically get yourself free. If you need to take off, you can take off, but it's like feels like it's like you're wearing this like really hefty necklace that you can just open up and just fuck off. But yeah, it's like stuck there. So you suddenly hear a loud bang from the door as you fucking see Dovkin's body fucking ragdoll into like the center of like the hallway, right against the railing, to the point that the railing actually bends from the impact, and is really bloodied, but you still hear him coughing up blood and slowly trying to like get on his food. And all of you just fucking hear this fucking large mechanical noises and electricity coming from beyond the door as two gigantic 3 to 4 meter or 9 to 12 foot tall constructs of pure brass metal, and these fists that are the size of most of your chest emerge. And one of them just fucking grabs Dovkin, who's still struggling, trying to grasp his fingers, trying to, fight it, but it meagerly. And what else you see between those two large warforged is a dwarf. Let me show you something. Let me show you some fucking art that was done for this exact moment. Oh boy, where is it? Where is it? Oh yes, there it is. So, dude. So, those who are on the stream can see it, but I'm gonna post this in the Discord as well in a second. So, what you basically see is, as Dovkin is basically being held almost lifeless against by one of these mechs, a dwarf emerges. This taller, maybe 5.5 foot tall dwarf with like a massive beard that is just goes almost to the floor, decorated in black clad armor with this giant war axe and just a bunch of glowing, shining magma emanating throughout all of its armor and eyes as it looks down upon all of you.
We are so screwed.
I am going to very calmly put the key back under the table. I don't want to be the guy standing there with a key in his hand.
So, salutations.
Good day, sir.
It appears you like to destroy things that are not yours, is that correct? Moreover, his eyes kinda darts over to Dotkin, who's still trying to struggle. We caught a rat outside.
Well, technically, we did not destroy them ourselves.
And Dovkin just kinda gives a cackle. There was snowing outside, and your guardians didn't said I couldn't go, so. And then the dwarf just kind of looks at him fully, like just his body just turns. Is that so? And then kind of looks at the warforged that is like holding him with his one hand. Edwin, make him cackle. Edwin just kind of looks at him, at the dwarf, and then looks at the dwarf in his hands. He extends his right hand, and you just see this fucking crackling electricity. Like a fucking Tesla coil from his hand just fucking appears. He just says, affirmative, as he fucking touches Dovkin, and all of you just fucking see a sudden like flicker of lightning all across the fucking room as Dovkin gets fucking torch alive electricity.
Oh my dear.
It takes a good few seconds before Dovkin is not released, like the shock ends, and Dovkin, there's no response from him anymore, no jokes, no nothing. And then the dwarf just kind of haphazardly just points uh, at the cell where Dovkin was in, put him back in his place, and then kind of looks at all of you down. Well, a pleasure. I don't make rounds around here often, but here you are. A bunch of troublemakers. And one of you even got out. Ooh. So, what am I to do with a bunch of rats that don't like to stay in their cages?
I don't know. Let us back outside.
No, no. How can I let criminals go outside, spreading their corruption all around? No. You gotta be put to the test. You gotta be punished for your transactions. And maybe, perhaps, in another lifetime, you will not try to cross us. Ever. So, it kinda looks at you all, and you see him basically, his eyes a bit flickering, as he basically looks all of you just from up to bottom, from above, like examining and seeing who's gonna be made an example. I would like all of you to roll me a perception check.
Perception.
Okay.
Yes. As you see the fucking Dovkin's like body just getting escorted back to the cell and just chucked. Like there's no fucking remorse. He literally just fucking chucks it.
Not 20.
When Gen just fucking out of matches a natural 20. So Gen, looking at him, you see he takes quite a bit of pleasure looking for you. Like trying to think, like he is basically thinking what to do with each of you, how to punish each of you, and then you suddenly his fucking emotion suddenly changes from this like delightness to like sudden confusion and then a bit of a disgust and angerment. We got guests, people! As he kind of turns back and he basically goes back with the two warforges and goes back into the door. Like through the door back into the open. So, you're all basically staying there in the below decks. Well, not the below decks, but the cafeteria area. You are basically not observed, but basically just stuck there as the how to say this, as the warforges, the ones that were guarding you, are just still in the same red alert, but just minding their own business and just staring at the door. Anything you'd like to do?
Well, if we can't go up, we can try.
Yeah, is that
down.
physically not working, the actual steps?
Can't go out, so how about we go downwards?
Downwards.
I look at you and say, no, it's solid rock.
Yeah.
So unless you've got a pickaxe and a small legion of dwarves, we're not going down.
Okay, so while you discuss, you see the dwarf come back with one of with one of the warforges, and the other warforge comes back a few seconds after them both, and they're basically dragging this half to death beaten girl, well, woman technically. She's about 6'5", 6'7", maybe almost a Goliath, some mix between them. Just basically dragging across the floor, and you see there's just blood, like a blood trail that tracks her. But you also see that she's actually still alive because she's actually trying to kick the people, and the robot places it in the very bloody room. And as soon as she gets chucked there, she immediately like stands up, even though bounded. She just fucking looks intently at the Warforge and at the dwarf. And the dwarf just says, Advin, if she moves or says anything, kill her on the spot. As the gates slowly begin to rise and just close her off in the cell. As for you, I'll be right back. And he kind of walks through the door with the other Warforged, and you can see the Warforged on like the ones that were patrolling are now back to normal. Like they lose that red fade, and their blades back to the usual things. So as soon as that happens, what would you like to do? Anybody? Any ideas? Anything?
Yeah, any ideas?
With the restraints now like loosened on us, but still technically on us, but unlocked. Under the table, can I cause the gust of wind with prestidigitation?
No, nothing happens.
No. Okay.
Okay, so what happens though is you start to hear another small earthquake beneath you, followed by a roar. I would like all of you to roll me a perception check as all of the wardens command you to move back to your cells.
Damn. More damn.
Yeah. So let's see for Gen to just fucking go with a 32. Like,
No,
Okay.
not this time.
Okay, did everybody roll? No, Julie didn't roll. Or was that a no?
20.
I rolled. Yeah,
Oh,
I
Borum,
rolled another.
making your way up and basically seeing the situation, you see, first thing, what you see looking back at Dovkin's place, the gates are not even closed yet. There's a small puddle of blood next to Dovkin, but you see that he's still breathing. Second of all, to the very blood room, you start to see that the Warforged, the really large one that was told to watch over and kill if she does anything, you see it fucking limped against the gates of the cell, and in the actual gate, like in the cell, you see the woman has loosened her binds that bound her, and you just see she is saying some sort of incantation under her mouth, but with each word, syllable, or whatever she does, you see that her eyes begin to glow more and more brighter, and there's just this wind.
Can I read her lips by any chance?
Oh yeah, this isn't that like a charlatan thing?
No, observant. Like
Observant. Technically, Worm also has observant, right? No.
Uh, oh yeah, I've got. Sorry, one second. I'm looking through. No.
Okay.
what language is it in?
It is common.
Alright.
With a bit of infernal. And what you basically hear is her slowly chanting, Mother Anarchy, though let me die in a cold cell, I wanna feel your hot embrace, saying over and over. And as each fucking thing like passes, you just see her, like the cell begins to like have just some random wind is just engulfing her slowly, and her eyes begin to go brighter and brighter in this fiery light.
um,
And
as this is going on, can I motion for the orc to go get his blade from his cell?
What are you planning?
So as soon as you like the orc does, um and as you make your way to the cell and you wait for the actual the things to go go and basically set you in back into the prison, you just see everybody turn, like every warden's attention turns back to the fucking woman whose now cell is engulfed in flames. And you just
Is
and you,
is
and,
it? Sorry, is the warden doing anything, or is he just kind of staring?
no, the fucking giant ass warden that was told to kill her if she does anything is literally limp. Like dead on the fucking grate, just not reacting to anything.
Does he have anything?
Yeah, does it have a weapon on it or anything?
It is one metallic being of brass, but what fucking freaks all of you out, and I cannot stress this enough. You hear one of the fucking, like, all of the wardens say simultaneously, "Warning, level 11 magic detected. Cease immediately."
Right.
Oh, good fellow, we're gonna be in. Oh god. Dear.
Yeah.
Fucking.
Bloody hell.
We're so screwed.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so
Can I, like, grab a bit of the metal from, like, that plate or something to use as a shield from,
oh no, you are basically opposite of where the thing is. So, like, you're at the bottom of the prison. She's at the bottom, right, where the second bloody room is. The orc is just nearby to to that cell, and he basically fucking goes and takes cover under like tries to angle himself as like the farthest away he can in the cell. You can see the fucking warden just whip out their blades and go for the fucking girl as they basically start hacking at the fucking cell, but with no fucking effect. And you just okay, and of course, Chud. Her last words, last sentence is Mother Anarchy, I am coming for your embrace. As she fucking detonates.
Oh god. Duck and cover.
I would like everybody to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh my dear
Oh god. Okay, let me see. What is my say? Oh, wonderful.
see it. It's where is it? Oh, it's 17. Okay, cool. It ain't that bad.
Oh shit.
Oof.
Oh,
Okay,
shit.
Warren and again, you are confused and deaf temporarily from the blast that happened. The rest of you are fine but fucking shaken as the entire fucking blast makes a giant ass hole in that whole entire section of the prison. You can see the orc is still alive, but actually got it like chucked in the opposite side of the room. The dwarf
Hey
is
boys, hey boys, you guys are all right? And as I look towards them,
okay.
like,
So what happens is, that explosion happens. A huge fucking rumble echoes through the ground,
oh,
and then you start to hear more roars, consistent roars.
oh,
And as soon as the roars begin, after the second roar, every single Warforged individual um basically drop their fucking sabers and put out their hands into the sky. And they say containment breach X1, enabling stasis protocol.
oh.
I don't hear any of that. I'm over there holding my hands against my
Yeah.
ears.
Yeah, I can't hear that either.
You are technically free to go. Because every single Warforger is just channeling something with their hands.
I can't hear what they're saying, but at the sight of them having
Yeah.
dropped their weapons and presumably a giant hole in the wall, I know where I'm going.
We
Okay.
have to go down.
Actually, sorry, I want to cast a glance over to see if the other dwarf is still there. Is he alright?
Dovkin?
Yeah, Dofkin, is he still there? Where he
He
was a minute ago.
he is in his cell. The cell is open. He is in a small pool of blood of his own, but he's still breathing, but heavily.
We cannot save him. I
I-
think we can save him.
I'm gonna go for him.
Is the lady still there by any chance, or is it?
The lady,
She-
there's
No,
nothing.
she detonated. She blew up.
She was like, I love some fucking anarchy barbecue. Let's fucking go. So yeah.
Like,
Okay, so with each fucking roar, the fucking whole building starts to slowly shake, and bits of like the lamps and bits of like bricks are start to like collapse. So point of order, everybody roll initiative.
Right.
okay. Oh, here we go. Let's.
Amazing.
God. Rolls.
Brilliance.
Okay. Give me a second. I just wanna do. I wanna see if there's any. God damn it. Ah. Yes, I guess that's gonna work. So, so there's no longer a prison thing. So there's just you start to hear the roars really loudly and very, very close. So, I have a question, because top of the round. Again, what are your actions? The doors are open and the hole is available. What would you like to do?
Great. Am I still deafened?
You're still deafened, but you basically, if you can still see, you're still fine.
Okay, so seeing all this, I don't know about the roar, but I see the shaking and
Yeah, and
yeah,
rumbling and fucking
yeah.
and the Warforged just throwing their weapons away to just fucking oh.
So I'm gonna grab a blade that they dropped,
Alrighty.
and I'm gonna like yell to everyone, "It's now or never, guys!" Where's the elf? Where's the other elf out?
The other elf, it's gonna make its turn when it's turn. So yeah, the
Okay.
elf was still in his cell so when that is happening. So,
So yeah, I'm gonna grab a blade or maybe two of them, and I'm gonna.
plenty of blades to go around actually.
So yeah, and I'm gonna be like, we're going out, guys, and we're just gonna run.
Okay.
Understood, my dear boy.
So, Julie, what would you like to do?
I will be grabbing my blade and making my way out of here ASAP.
Okay. Vorum, what would you like to do?
I'm also deaf, so I cannot hear the roars of the
Yeah.
apocalypse approaching.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run over to the other cell, grab a Gorum, and using the blanket from the bed I still have, I'm going to like tie it on him and try and drag him towards the exit.
Oh, Dovkin, right?
Yeah, Dovkin.
Okay. Okay. So with that, it would be the elf's turn. The elf would go basically to the exit, basically saying "fuck it." Does not
Fuck
grab a
you.
blade, but helps you, Warren, with Dovkin.
Good, good.
As for the fucking orc, he fucking goes out of his cell and just kicks two of the wardens back to the pit and spits at the pit. And then grabs one of the blades and just goes through the hole. And then of course it is Shutwell. What would you like to do?
Run towards the exit.
Okay.
Fuck this shit, man.
So, making your way through the exit, through the hall, or uh, through the exit, you basically see, almost midday. The sun is high up. You see to your south, basically a border between a mountainous range, a mountainous area, and just forest. To your east, you see just mountains as far as the eye can see. To your west, you see, um, to the west, you see more like not mountains, but like forest as much as the eye can see. And to the north, as you go basically beyond the building, basically make it through like uh, the corner of it, you see a larger facility in the shape of like underground vault. This black obsidian uh, massive door. As you start to hear growls of dragon just getting closer and closer, and you see dozens of these warforged that you saw you guarding by the dozens, trying to fight whatever it is. It's just getting occasionally just chucked through the door and just fucking go blasting off through the door in like Mach 4.
Alright, gentlemen, let's go towards the forest.
The forest.
So-
I'm still
Yeah, so
deaf, so I'm just.
I need like so I need an actual like how to say this, south, southwest, west, northwest. Where?
The big forest, as I can see.
Okay, so it basically big forest covers from, yeah, big forest covers anywhere from south to northwest. So
Is any of those directions more downhill than the others? than the other.
the most downhill area would be southwest.
Right, gentlemen, where do we go?
Hey, now comes the thing. Now comes the choices.
Alright.
As you dally, you start to see a fucking massive claw emerge from like the big ass vault chamber, and you see half of it is black scales and half of it is fucking bone.
Well, it's now or never. Okay.
South. Let's go southwest. Shit, we'll figure
No
it out
time for
later.
thinking. Southwest we go.
Okay.
Southwest.
Run away now. Think about it later.
We will think.
So,
I'm-
running as fast as you can, followed by your companions, and dragging Warium with you, not Warium, dragging with the help of
Dofkin.
the elf, yeah, Dofkin. You all make your way downhill, away from the whole terrorists. But good half minute later, you just fucking hear a roar just echoing, and to the point that it's fucking acts like another source of wind and just bashing every single tree you see in the distance like a fucking wave of sound. And you all just hear as you look like you don't need to look behind you, you just fucking see in the background a fucking giant ass shadow of a dragon emerges.
Okay.
Before
I'm throw.
let me
throwing the
finish. Let me
shackles.
finish. Before it, like, basically, it gets some airtime, and before it makes this like giant ass flap of the wings to descend even further, suddenly it becomes slower and slower and slower, and to the point that it freezes mid-air. You all suddenly see as the entire place you just been, like a good mile area, and you just basically at the very edge of like the dome is slowly getting like how to say this, it's like suddenly the whole place just kind of froze in time and eventually just became standstill as you see this fucking large ass black dragon that is actually half not black dragon but half fucking skeleton just almost taking the skies, but now frozen in time, and you just see this fucking scenery of battle as they were trying to fend off or try to hold it for a bit. But yeah, you're out of the prison. You're you're now outside of it, outside of the dome. You see the large dragon behind you, and yeah, now it's time for you to choose. Where would you like to go? Where would you like to head?
Into the woods. Somewhere where I can't look the other way and see the apocalypse.
Indeed.
And
Well,
okay,
first order of business, and I start taking off all the shackles.
okay.
Yeah, throwing off the shackles. And still
Okay,
running.
as you threw the shackles off, you become a lot more lighter, and you become a lot more freer. Uh, Everybody on the right hand, you realize that there's something new on your hand. There is this bronze bracelet just embedded into your like right hand that you never had before. It was hidden by the shackles, but now that the shackles come off, it is revealed.
Right.
Now, is it embedded in the flesh, or is it just on our wrist?
I mean, it feels tight, and it is on your wrist. There is no like, yeah.
I normally wore gloves, so
So, with that being said and done, are you down to continue, or is it good for a first session?
I think that will be good for.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good sounds good place.
I think this is a good
Yeah.
stopping point.
It's a good stopping point. Us running for our lives into the forest of unknown.
Yeah. So yeah, like I said, you fucking speed ran it. Holy shit.
Well, we're supposed to only be like multiple sessions, or
2 or 3, but you literally fucking speed run it. Okay, so yeah, you got yourselves now half alive dwarf with you. That's cool. And you're gonna go and face the unknown into the wild. That's pretty poggers. So that's gonna be down for session 1, and then we're gonna do session 2 next week. So you got exactly 10 seconds to say whatever you want before shutting the stream down.
Gentlemen, we're all gonna die.
What? I still can't hear you.
Oh boy.
What are we
Is
running
it Friday
from?
yet?